Pokémon, I became a principal and hired Liu Bo as a teacher. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 101, The Secret of Mega Evolution. Along with Nanada's command, a few dark clouds floated and soaring in the sky, blocking the scorching sun, but there were only dark clouds. But there was no intention of raining. Soon the scorching sun penetrated the dark clouds and shone down again. The difference in strength is too big. Praying for rain has no effect. Seeing that praying for rain did not work, Kida cursed loudly. Charizard, who was originally much stronger than them, has evolved to be much stronger than them now. Even praying for rain cannot cover the sunny weather. It seems that King Lu still didn't use his full strength against Jin Fipeng yesterday. What a terrible rival. Looking at the Mega Charizard soaring in the sky, Chen Wu, the president of the Eastern War Zone, said happily yesterday, against Jin Fipeng, King Long did not let Charizard use Mega Evolution. Fortunately, characters like this have joined them in the Pokemon Alliance, otherwise it will be a disaster for their Yanhuang region. Compared with King Lu, I care more about Principal Kong, who calls himself the walking Pokemon encyclopedia. I feel like this guy is the scariest person. Zhang Xian answered from the site. He has carefully studied Kong Xian's information 1 month ago. Kong Xian was no different from an ordinary person. Not only that, even the school his parents used to run was mortgaged, but not long ago. It seemed as if someone else suddenly had an enlightenment. Not only does it call itself the walking Pokemon encyclopedia, Pokemon ability knowledge was also proposed. Telling the secrets of the Yulong family openly not only resulted in nothing, but also allowed Zhao Jin to enter Evergreen College to study. He had heard that the fourth child and the eldest son of the Zhao family were all on the move. If Kong Xian had nothing to eat, the anger of the Yulong family alone would be enough for Kong Xian to eat a pot. Then, when the youth hostel is picked up by the North China War Zone, we will go to Suzhou and Hangzhou. Go and meet this Principal Kong. Didn't you happen to have a fight with Ono Forest from Sakura region in Suzhou and Hangzhou? Then let's go meet Evergreen College and have a look. Chen Wu said to Zhang Xianyu. He is also quite curious about Kong Xian taking advantage of the match between Zhang Xianyu and Sakura region champion Ono Forest. They went to Evergreen Academy to have a look. That's fine. Zhang Xianyu nodded and continued to watch the battle at the training ground. At this time, the battle at the training ground was coming to an end. Charizard's re-evolution caught the other three people off guard, leaving them with no room to fight back. Charizard uses Dragon Breath to finish him off. Green directed Charizard to deliver a fatal blow to Arcanine accompanied by King Lu's command. Mega Charizard fanned its huge dragon wings, then swooped down and sprayed hot dragon flames from its mouth. How? Why are you targeting me? Arcanine uses extreme speed to drive him. Saw Charizard coming towards him. Zuyan cursed loudly and directed Arcanine to avoid Charizard's attack, trying to use Arcanine's movement speed to escape Charizard's attack. It's not because Arcanine has Flash Fire ability. Jin Fipeng spread his hands and said Zuyan's Arcanine blocked a lot of damage for them. It would be strange if they were not targeted. Stop talking sarcastically and help me quickly. If I'm gone, everyone is doomed. Zhu Yan shouted anxiously towards Jin Fipeng. The green Charizard has been holding tightly to his Arcanine and never let go. As long as he is caught up, his Arcanine will definitely be destroyed. I want to help you too, but my Charizard can't catch up. Jin Fipeng replied helplessly. He also wanted to help Zuyan, but he was also powerless. His Charizard couldn't catch up with the green Charizard. It was like a jet-like dragon wing, so fast not to mention catching up. Even the attacks were easily dodged by him. Soon, the effect of Arcanine extreme speed disappeared, and Charizard caught up with him. A stream of hot dragon flames sprayed accurately on Arcanine's body. Defeat Arcanine. Come back, Arcanine. Seeing that his Pokeball lost its combat effectiveness, Zuyan put Arcanine away with a somewhat embarrassed expression. His Arcanine has lost its combat effectiveness, and Jin Fipeng and Kida cannot hold on for long this time. They were even more embarrassed on Jin Fipeng being blocked. The only good news is that no one knows about their competition except them. We are the only ones left in Kitian. If we lose, we will be destroyed by the group. Jin Fipeng took a deep breath and said to Kida, being abused twice in 2 days, is there anyone more aggrieved than him? We can't lose. His fire ability has been activated. I don't think the sunshine and weather will last long. As long as we hold him back, victory will be ours, Kida suggested to Jin Fipeng. We can't fight hard, and now we can only delay. Okay, let's go to the left and right to delay time. This suggestion of Kida was supported by Jin Fipeng. The two of them commanded the Pokémon to distance themselves from the green Charizard, one on the left and the other on the right. Shame on you. When did my elite in the East China war zone get beaten up and run away? Seeing this scene, Chen Wuqi's beard started to blow. This made him even more angry than the group annihilation. It's no use. Charizard catches up and uses Flare Blitz, although Jin Fipeng's Charizard and Melodic ran separately, but their speed is too different from Mega Charizard. It didn't take long for the two Pokémon to be chased by Charizard like prey. Both lost their ability to fight, and the green Charizard fell on the ground, degenerating back to its original form. At this point, the normal battle is over. In addition to the champion Zhang Xianyu of the East China War Zone Pokémon Alliance, 4 elites are fighting Kinglu at the same time. As a result, they were completely defeated by Kinglu. It has degenerated again. Is Charizard just a temporary evolution? Seeing the degraded Charizard, everyone did not expect that the evolution was temporary. Too strong. Teach me how Charizard evolves. As soon as the game was over, Jin Fei couldn't wait to see Kinglu and asked, although Charizard's evolution is only temporary, is mega cool. Others came over one after another, curious about how Charizard evolved again. This was the first time they saw Charizard's evolved form. This is also the first time they have seen a Pokémon with a third evolutionary ability. The more times a Pokémon evolves, the greater its potential becomes. Now that Charizard can evolve 3 times, doesn't it mean that Charizard's potential has surpassed all Pokémon? Yes, Kinglu, I am also very curious about how Charizard evolved again. Chen Wu also asked Kinglu. Charmander is not too rare in their Pokémon Alliance. If the evolution method is simple, they can quickly cultivate a batch of Charizards. Use this, Kinglu. Did it hide the mage bracelet on her wrist at all? The stronger the opponent is, the more helpful it will be to him. Just now he used Mega Evolution to defeat the opponent, and he still felt that he was a bit defeated. What is this? Could it be some kind of high-tech product? Jin Fipeng asked curiously, wondering what a green bracelet was. This is called a mage bracelet. The main thing is that there is a keystone in the bracelet. The keystone can help the trainer complete inner communication with Pokémon, activate the Mega Evolution Stone, and allow Pokémon that were originally unable to evolve again. Kinglu took out the keystone from the mage bracelet and gave it to everyone to check. The most important thing about the mage bracelet is the keystone. The bracelet is just a more convenient carrier for carrying the keystone. If I'm not mistaken, the gemstone worn around your Charizard's neck should be the Mega Evolution Stone you mentioned. After Chen Wu looked at the keystone carefully, he focused on the strange gem around Charizard's neck. At first I thought it was just a decoration product given by Kinglu to Charizard, but now it seems that the green Charizard relies on this strange gem to complete Mega Evolution. Yes, that is indeed Charizard's Mega Evolution Stone. Kinglu nodded. As expected, it seems that the secret of Mega Evolution lies in the keystone and the Mega Evolution Stone. Just why I have never seen this kind of stone. Hearing Kinglu's confirmation, Chen Wu had some doubts in his heart. If there were strange stones like Mega Evolution Stone and Keystone, he would definitely have seen them. Kinglu, how much do you have this thing, and how do you get it? Chen Wu looked a little serious and wanted to know how to obtain these Mega Evolution Stones and Keystones. I only have 2. They were picked up in the wild. Kinglu answered truthfully. In addition to Charizard, he also has a carved Mega Evolution Stone, which was picked up in the wild. Picked it up. Hearing Kinglu's words, everyone seemed to have seen a ghost. Normal, with expressions of disbelief on their faces. How could such a rare thing be picked up? Tell me where you picked it up, and I'll pick it up too. Everyone asked Kinglu and wanted to pick up a Mega Evolution Stone. That's enough. What a shame. I'll go down first. Your Excellency Kinglu and I have something to talk about. Chen Wu pushed everyone away and prepared to talk to Kinglu about Mega Evolution alone. Alice, it looks like it's going to be a secret again. Let's go. As elites of Alliance, if there is a way to super enhance Pokémon, Alliance will definitely think of us first. Several people sighed at each other and left here. Only Kinglu and Chen Wu were left. Does President Chen want to ask me about Mega Evolution? Kinglu was not a fool. Chen Wu left him alone, most likely because he wanted to ask him about Mega Evolution. Yeah, I wonder how many people knew about Mega Evolution. Chen Wu nodded and asked with a serious face. In his opinion, the fewer people who know about Mega Evolution, the better. Some teachers and students at Evergreen College should know him. King Lu thought for a moment and replied, the teacher in this world should be the only one in the entire Evergreen Academy who doesn't know about Mega Evolution. Everyone else knows so much. It seems like I have to go to Evergreen College. After hearing this, Chen Wu became more determined to go to Evergreen College, and he guessed that the source of Mega Evolution is likely to come from Kong Xian. 2 hours later, Chen Wu learned more about Mega Evolution from King Lu. It's amazing that there are so many Pokemon that can perform Mega Evolution. After listening to King Lu's story, Chen Wu said with emotion, Pokemon is so amazing. After evolving, Yuanren cannot rely on props to evolve again. By the way, King Lu, what do you think of the combat watch? At this moment, Chen Wu suddenly asked, P.S. The platform limits the number of words and the level has been downplayed. Chapter 102, Team Rainbow Rockets. Combat watch. King Lu was puzzled and began to explain his suggestions. It's just something that affects the trainer's fighting spirit. King Lu waved his hand and said in his eyes, this thing is something that affects the trainer's fighting spirit. He discovered that many trainers in this world relied heavily on battle watches. View information about your opponent's Pokemon through the battle watch. When you find that there is a gap in level between your own Pokemon and the opponent's Pokemon, you basically decide that you will lose and lose the will to fight. In his eyes, Pokemon is a creature full of infinite possibilities. As long as it does not lose its fighting ability, it is possible to win any battle. You cannot judge the strength of a Pokemon based on its level alone. Is that so? I probably understand. Chen Wu nodded silently and said that he invented the Battle Watch. The Battle Watch was originally invented to facilitate rookie trainers' understanding of Pokemon and to check the level of wild Pokemon through the Battle Watch, thereby improving the trainer's ability to survive in the wild. But now the Battle Watch has changed. In a battle between trainers, the first thing to do is to use the Battle Watch to check the level of rival Pokemon. Then, as King Lu said, the strength of his own Pokemon has become something that affects the trainer's fighting spirit. In your opinion, how should you modify the Battle Watch? Chen Wu asked King Lu, wanting to hear King Lu's opinion. The function of checking level is retained, but only the level of Pokemon can be viewed. Increasing the moves and ability functions learned by Pokemon will allow trainers to understand their Pokemon better. King Lu thought for a moment and put forward his suggestions to Chen Wu. This is what the Pokemon chart his grandfather invented looked like. A little complicated one. I'll do some research first. After hearing this, Chen Wu nodded. 107. The suggestion King Lu just made is indeed good, but he needs to study the technology. Okay, I get it. On the high-speed train back to Suzhou and Hangzhou, Kong Xian closed the chat window with King Lu. King Lu just told him that he used Mega Evolution when he was fighting against the Elite Four in the East China Theater not long ago. The Pokemon Alliance may come to him for this Mega Evolution Stone. Turning off the phone, Kong Xian closed his eyes tightly. According to the official introduction, the Mega Evolution Stone was created after being illuminated by the energy of Xerneas and a Veltal fired by the ultimate weapon. In addition, in the theatrical version of Super Demon God Hoopa, some people used strange magic to make Pokemon perform Mega Evolution. Kong Xian is not very clear about the specific origin of the Mega Evolution Stone, and has not paid specific attention to it. However, it is certain that the Mega Evolution Stone has not yet been discovered in this world. Otherwise, after King Lu took out the Mega Evolution Stone, Chen Wu would have seen the strange surface of the Mega Evolution Stone. What's wrong? Seeing what Kong Xian was thinking about, Erica asked from the side. Erica, how did you obtain the Mega Evolution Stone? Kong Xian rubbed his temples and asked Erica. Mine. I bought it. Erica blinked and looked at Kong Xian and replied, okay, I'll tell you. Kong Xian was not surprised at all by Erica's answer. The eldest lady of Celadon City, if anything can be solved with money, use money to solve it. Dear travelers, our destination is Suzhou and Hangzhou. For those who want to go to the Westlake Scenic Area, please bring your Pokemon and belongings and get off the bus in an orderly manner. At this moment, the train announcement sounded. After 2 hours of high-speed train ride, they finally returned to Suhang City. Bebj, let's go back to school. Hearing the train announcement, Kong Xian stood up, Stretched and led everyone back to school. System, open my attribute panel back in the plus end. Kong Xian came to the empty classroom alone early in the morning, preparing to summon the character card he had drawn previously. Host, Kong Xian age 26, Pokémon, Alakazam, Riolu, not hatched, Beldum, not hatched, Props, Pokéball, Super Potion, Mage Bracelet, including Key, Alakazam Mega Evolution Stone, Uriu Tsubuki Summoning Card, Uriu Elder Summoning a Task, none. School, Evergreen Pokemon Academy, number of teachers, 27, on campus, students, 4, buildings, teaching buildings, 2, playground, 1, basketball courts, 2, training venues, 5, funds, 3.903 billion. Reputation, 740,000. The reputation value has increased by more than 400,000 per day, which is quite fast. It won't be long before it reaches 1 million again. Looking at his attribute panel, Kong Xian nodded with satisfaction. Although the current growth rate of reputation value is not as fast as before, it is increasing every moment, and the growth rate is also considerable. Melissa, Winona, Uriu Tsubuki from the game world, Uriu Elder, Ho Yan, and Sabrina from the special episode. Let's summon characters from the game world first. The system summons Yulong Chun, Yulong Elder, and Haiyan for me. Kong Xian took out the character cards of Yulong Chun, Generation, Yulong Elder, Generation, and Ho Yan, Generation, thought to himself, and decided to summon the characters in the game world first. As soon as Kong Xian finished speaking, he saw the character cards Yulong Bang, Generation, Yulong Elder, Generation, and Fire Goose, Generation, turn into stars in the sky. Then 3 white portals appeared in front of Kong Xian. 2 women and 1 man walked out from the portal. These 3 people are Yulong Chun, Generation, Yulong Elder, Generation, and Ho Yan, Generation, summoned by Kong Xian. Kong Xian was the first to set his sights on Longchen. Unlike her cousin Yulong Du, Du has red hair, while Bang has light blue hair. However, both of them like to wear cloaks. I wonder if this is the tradition of the Yulong family. He looked at Elder Yulong next to him, who was also wearing a cloak. Then Yulong Chun's information came into Kong Xian's eyes. Trainer, Yulong Chun, age 26, strength, champion level, interest, dragon training, special ability, power of dragon control, increases the strength of dragon Pokémon, Dragonite, Druddigon, different color, Altaria, Biter Shark, Salamence. It's actually a championship level. Looking at Yulong Chun's information, Kong Xian was a little surprised. He didn't expect that Yulong Chun in the game world was actually a champion. He remembered that Uriu Chun's setting in the game was to defeat the Johto region Elite Four, but he did not defeat Uriu Du, who is the champion in this way. Claire should have just stepped into the elite level, and is still far away from the strength of the top champion. After checking Yulong Chun's information, Kong Xian once again set his sights on Elder Yulong and Ho Yan. Elder Yulong's information is similar to that of Yulong Chun, and he is also a champion-level trainer as the executive of the Lava Group. Ho Yan also has elite-level strength. Elder, I just came out of the portal and saw that my elder was here. Claire bowed respectfully to her elder. Well, you're here too, elder. Yulong nodded. Claire is the 2 most promising people in their Yulong family besides Lance. Otherwise, she wouldn't be allowed to serve as Blackthorn City's gym trainer. Have I come to another world? Isn't Master Maxi here? Ho Yan's eyes were a little confused. Guys, welcome to Aqua Blue Star. At this moment, Kong Xian interrupted the 3 people's thoughts. I've met the principal. Hearing Kong Xian's voice, the 3 of them greeted Kong Xian in unison. You don't have to be so polite. From now on, as colleagues, you can just call me Principal Kong like everyone else. Kong Xian waved his hand, indicating to the 3 of them not to be so polite. This is the present I prepared for you, so that you can learn about the world through the internet. Kong Xian took out the mobile phone he had prepared in advance and handed it to each of the 3 of them. Let them view the world's information themselves through their phones. The 3 of them took the phone and started operating it. This guy Kinglu is here too. At this moment, Yulong Chun exclaimed, opening the website. Yulong Chun has not yet searched for relevant information about this world. The first item on the homepage of the website is the video of Kinglu fighting Jin Fi Peng. It's strange. When did Green get Charizard? I remember his Pokemon was Blastoise in the video. Kinglu commanded a Charizard to fight another person's Charizard with ease. Claire asked doubtfully. He was too impressed by Green. Although Green defeated his cousin to become the champion of the Kanto region, he did not hold the position for long before he was defeated by his great rival Red. This is the Green of another world, not the Green you know. Kong Xian explained slowly. The Kinglu in the game world and the Kinglu in the special chapter are almost the same in appearance and experience, but there are two differences. One is the personalities in the special episode. Kinglu's personality is a bit cold and silent. The green color of the game is a bit arrogant. In addition to having different personalities, the first Pokemon between them is also different. The first green Pokemon in the magazine is Charmander, while the green one in the game is Blastoise. This is why Claire recognizes Green special episode as the Green of their world, another world. Hearing what Kong Xian said, the three of them looked at Kong Xian. Is it Team Rainbow Rockets? Ho! Yan asked weakly. His boss, Maxie, wants to control Groudon and change the world, but after awakening, Maxie couldn't control Gulatin at all. Although their boss Maxie failed, Maxie in another world successfully controlled Groudon. In addition to Maxie, there are also Team Rocket's Giovanni, Aquafleet's Archie, Galaxy Team's Cyrus, Team Plasma Getsus and Team Flare. Listened to the huge evil thoughts in their hearts, resonated with the power overflowing from Necrozma that could open the Ultra Wormhole, and summon them to the Ulala region headed by Giovanni. Team Rainbow Rockets was formed in an attempt to dominate the world. Team Rainbow Rockets, what a terrible organization. Speaking of Team Rainbow Rockets, Claire sighed with lingering fear. She also participated in the battle of Team Rainbow Rockets. Not only him, but other gym trainers and elites in the Kanto region, including Red and Green, also participated. Even Giovanni from their time and space joined the battle. Although they won in the end, they also paid a huge price. PS, Team Rainbow Rockets only appears in the game, and there is relatively little plot, so I made up the plot myself. Chapter 103, Summon Again. Team Rainbow Rockets, you can also understand it this way, but there are some differences. Kong Xian nodded after hearing this. Team Rainbow Rockets is a collection of successful villains from 7 different worlds. It can be said to be the strongest and largest evil organization among Pokemon, but they are different from parallel worlds like anime and specials. They are just parallel worlds of the game world. For example, in the game, Giovanni's ambition failed, and the created Mewtwo betrayed Giovanni, but Team Rainbow Rocket's Giovanni ambitions were realized, taking control of Mewtwo to defeat the Green and Red of their world. The two worlds experienced the same things, but the endings were different. Team Rainbow Rockets have the power to travel through parallel worlds, but they can also travel through the parallel world of the game. It is impossible to travel into the two worlds of comics and animation. Forget it. It doesn't matter. We have come to this world anyway. After hearing this, Yulong Bang spread his hands and said indifferently, Team Rainbow Rockets are really coming to this world, and if they can beat them once, they can beat them a second time. If Your Excellency, the principal, needs me to do anything, I will never refuse, Elder. Yulong answered from the side. There is really something that I need the Elder's help with. There is also a student in our school who has the power to control the dragon. I hope the Elders can help me train his power to control the dragon. Kong Xian said to Elder Yulong. As an elder of the Yulong family, he must have great experience in cultivating the power of Yulong. I believe that with the help of Elder Yulong, Zhaojin's dragon power should grow rapidly. The power of dragon control, there is still the power to control dragons in this world, Elder. Yulong and Claire were shocked. The only people in their world who have the power to control dragons are their family. I didn't expect that this strange world also has the power to control dragons. Yes, this world also has the power to control dragons. You can check the details on the internet. Kong Xian nodded and confirmed, it's really interesting. A smile appeared on Claire's lips after searching for information about the power of the dragon on the internet among her family and peers. Only her cousin Yulongdu could not beat him, and no one else was her rival. She couldn't wait to see the power of dragon control in this world. Since I am entrusted by the principal, I will do my best, Elder. Yulong agreed and decided to teach this student at the same time. He also wanted to see what the power of dragon control in this world was like. If there are no other questions, you can rest here for a while we continue to summon people from other worlds. Kong Xian said to the 3 people. There are still a few people he has not summoned yet. Your Excellency, Principal, is there Ms. Maxie? Ho! Yan asked Kong Xian weakly. She wanted to know if there was Master Maxie that she had always missed. I'm sorry, Yan, there is no Maxie this time. Even if there is Maxie from another world, She is different from the one you know. Kong Xian shook his head and said the characters in the game world have been summoned. The rest are characters from anime and manga specials. Oh. Well, hearing Kong Xian's answer, Ho Yan lowered his head in disappointment. Don't worry, as long as you work hard to improve your reputation and the school's reputation, when the time comes, summon the maxi you know, and I will be your matchmaker. Kong Xian patted Ho Yan on the shoulder, raised his eyebrows and said to Ho Yan is secretly infatuated with Maxi in the game world. When Yushu broke into Team Lava's base alone, Maxi left Ho Yan alone to stop Yushu for the great cause of Groudon. Knowing that he was outmatched, he still chose to stay and delay time for Maxi. Really? Thank you, Mr. Principal, I will work hard. When Ho Yan heard this, he was instantly full of motivation. Well, I will arrange a few assistants for you when the time comes. Kong Xian nodded and Wei Huan assured. In the previous draw, a lot of Lava Ball minions were drawn, and now a Lava Ball executive was summoned. It's almost time to summon them after all. In addition to teachers, schools also need support staff and security personnel when the time comes. Summon these lava minions together and throw them to Huan for training, and the school's basic staffing will be complete. As for the remaining Team Rocket and Team Galaxy, let's wait until their leader or executive is summoned. Yes, Principal. Ho Yan's happy eyes narrowed into crescent shapes after the arrangements were made. Kong Xian summoned Melissa, Winona and the special Sabrina. These three people are all elite level trainers. It is worth mentioning that the moment Winona saw the fire goose, Winona directly released her Pokémon. If Kong Xian hadn't stopped him in time, the classroom would have been demolished by the two of them. Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's really magical. There are so many parallel spaces. I really want to see myself in another world. After listening to Kong Xian's explanation, Sabrina curled her lips and said it was amazing. Don't think so. Maybe you in another world want to kill you. I heard that Sabrina wanted to meet herself in another world. Claire struck after experiencing the Team Rainbow Rockets incident. She has no interest in herself in the other two worlds at all. Haha, she is really a woman who likes to ruin the atmosphere. Seeing that the atmosphere was ruined, Sabrina snorted unhappily. Huh? What a guy who doesn't know the seriousness of the matter. Not to be outdone, Claire snorted back. Ahem, everyone, please be quiet first. There are other teachers in the school. Let me take you to get to know them. Maybe there's someone you know. Kong Xian interrupted. It is said that three women make a play, and this is not true at all. This has just begun, and Sabrina and Claire begin to fight each other. After hearing what Kong Xian said, Sabrina and Claire stopped arguing, but when it comes to each other, they are still dissatisfied with each other. Now, are you saying that in Sabrina's world, Wallace and I are lovers? On the way to the training ground, Winona curiously asked Kong Xian about herself in the other two worlds, but Kong Xian told her that in Sabrina's world, he and Wallace were actually a couple. Of course, but you broke up at that time, and later the lava mass and the water fleet awakened the super ancient Pokémon Groudon and Sea Royal Fang. On the way to save Hoenn region, your relationship warmed up and you finally got back together. With the help of Ruby, Steven and others, Hoenn region awakened Rayquaza and the crisis in Hoenn region was resolved. Kong Xian explained slowly. In every world, the same person has different experiences. According to Winona, in her world, she and Wallace are not boyfriend and girlfriend, so romantic. Master Maxi, I will definitely work hard and try to get the principal to summon you as soon as possible. Ho Yan on the side was full of envy. After hearing this, it was said that they were introduced to other people, but in fact it was just Pryce and Erica, except Zhao Jin is training Dragonair with Pryce. Please give me flowers. Zhao Linger, Ash, and Gary ran off to who knows where early in the morning. Soon, Kong Xian led everyone to the training ground. At this time, Zhao Jin is training with Pryce and Erica was holding a watering can to water her grass. Type Pokemon? Pryce, Erica, and Zhao Jin, stop for a moment. Let me introduce you to some teachers. Kong Xian shouted to Pryce, Erica, and Zhao Jin. Hearing Kong Xian's voice, the three of them all looked towards Kong Xian. Pryce, what are your legs? Claire exclaimed when she saw Pryce's legs, but she soon calmed down again, thinking that Kong Xian had mentioned parallel worlds. The Pryce in front of him is probably not the Pryce of their world. My legs are fine. Pryce obviously also knows that this Claire is not the Claire in their world, otherwise, I wouldn't have asked him about his legs. Ha, are you really Sabrina? I heard you became a celebrity. How do you feel? On the other side, Erica was already chatting with Sabrina ever since MT Silver asked about the red a few years ago. She never saw Sabrina again. Later I heard that Sabrina became a celebrity and her father ran the gym. I only heard from Sabrina occasionally. Unexpectedly, Sabrina has transformed from a little girl into a graceful young girl after not seeing her for several years. Who are you, Mr. Erica? After not seeing each other for a long time, Sabrina looked at Erica without recognizing her for a while. But if you recall carefully, isn't the woman in front of you the owner of Celadon City's Erica Hall, and it's the Erica of their world? Okay, let's talk about old times later. Let me introduce these teachers to you first. Kong Xian interrupted Sabrina and Erica's reminiscence. This is Melissa, who is good at ghost-type Pokemon. Her strength is elite level. She will serve as the ghost-type teacher in our school in the future. Melissa is a very good teacher, and you will know how good she is from now on. Kong Xian took the lead in introducing Melissa to everyone. Hello, Melissa bowed gracefully and greeted everyone. This one is Winona teacher, who is good at flying Pokemon and has elite level strength. Winona teacher is also an excellent flying player. The second person Kong Xian introduced was Winona. Winona smiled slightly and nodded to everyone. This is Sabrina, who is good at super-type Pokemon and has elite level strength. She also has Psychic that is not inferior to super-type Pokemon. Kong Xian once again introduced Sabrina to everyone. Pryce, Erica, and Sabrina all come from the same world. They naturally know Sabrina, but Zhao Jin, as an aborigine, definitely doesn't know her. Snort. The arrogant Sabrina flipped up her hair and hugged Claire. It's amazing, they are all elite level, and they are all young. Zhao Jin was shocked when he heard Kong Xian's introduction. The strength of the three people introduced by Principal Kong is all elite level, and there is also a Psychic who is not inferior to super-type Pokemon. This is Hoyan. He is good at fire-type Pokemon. His strength is elite level. When introducing Hoyan, Kong Xian thought hard and found that there was really nothing to introduce. Hello, everyone. Hoyan greeted the three of them timidly. Zhao Jin no longer knew what to say. Elite trainers, who are rarely seen outside, are like cabbage here. However, Zhao Jin didn't know that what shocked him was Wan. Period. Chapter 104, Surname Yulong. These four people are all elite level trainers, and the other two should also be elite level trainers. After listening to Kong Xian's introduction, Zhao Jin set his sights on the remaining elder Yulong and Yulong Chun. It is speculated that both of them are also elite level trainers. Zhao Jin. At this moment, Kong Xian's voice brought Zhao Jin back to reality from his thoughts. Principal. Hearing Kong Xian's call, Zhao Jin responded quickly, not knowing why Kong Xian called him. This is the elder of the Yulong family. He will teach you from now on. Kong Xian said to Zhao Jin. Elder Yulong and Yulong Chun both have the power to control dragons. It is enough for one of them to teach Zhao Jin. Elder Yulong. After Zhao Jin heard this, he was full of doubts. He knew several elders of the Yulong family, but he had never met this old man. I wonder which family the old gentleman belongs to. Zhao Jin asked Elder Yulong if it were the elders of the other three families, their families would definitely not agree to learn from him. Yulong Corina, do not belong to any of the families you mentioned. I can tell you about my origin in the future. From now on, just practice with me, Yulong. Corina slowly introduced herself. Kong Xian told them that they could not tell these aborigines about their origins yet. Not one of the 470 from our four families. Zhao Jin was stunned for a moment, unable to realize what Yulong Qian meant. Are there other dragon masters in this world besides the four of them? Even if there are people among the people who have awakened the power to control dragons, they cannot become dragon trainers without huge assets. Teacher Qian's surname is Yulong, and he is a championship level trainer. I will tell you the rest later. Kong Xian explained on the sidelines. The emergence of Yulong Qian and Yulong Chun will definitely have an impact on the four major families of the Yulong family in their world when it comes to the power of dragon control. Yulong Qian and Yulong Chun are much more refined than them. The last name is Yulong. Zhao Jin was stunned when he heard this. Although they are also the Yulong family, they have their own surnames. Good guys, your last name is Yulong. The dragon controlling power of the Yulong family is extremely clever. Zhao Jin, if you learn from this dragon controlling elder, your strength will be further improved. At this moment, Pryce answered from the side. Although it is not the same world as the two Yulong family members, but in his world, He and Du had fought against each other and also joined forces. He was too impressed by Du. Yes, Pryce, I would like to ask the old gentleman for your advice in the future. After hearing Pryce's words, Zhao Jin bowed deeply to Qian. The last one, Yu Longchun, is a member of Teacher Qian's clan, and his strength is at the championship level. If you don't understand something in the future, you can ask Teacher Claire. Kong Xian introduced the last Yu Longchun to everyone. Snort. When Kong Xian talked about her, Claire raised her neck proudly and looked at Sabrina, showing off her strength. This scene made Sabrina's teeth itch. These are our new teachers. The other one is Erica. She is good at grass-type Pokémon. She is an old acquaintance of Sabrina. And this is Pryce, who is also a very powerful trainer. You can compare notes when you have nothing to do. After introducing Sabrina and others, Kong Xian introduced Erica and others to Claire. Okay, now we know each other. You can introduce the situation of Erica's school to them later. Sabrina, please accompany me to the Education Bureau later. Kong Xian arranged for Erica and Sabrina prepare to ask Sabrina to accompany you to the Suhang Municipal Education Bureau to attend a meeting, and she still had something to ask Sabrina about. There are so many people. Why do you ask me to accompany you? On the way to the Education Bureau, Sabrina asked Kong Xian curiously, if you have a good image and good temperament, take it out and grow your face. Kong Xian said proudly none of the female teachers he summoned were bad. It's just that in the celebrity industry that Sabrina is currently engaged in, she is very good at temperament. It makes people's eyes light up immediately after seeing it. In addition, Kong Xian also wanted to ask Sabrina about psychic practice. The principal speaks nicely. Hearing Kong Xian's praise, Sabrina smiled proudly. She would definitely show off to Claire if she were here. By the way, Sabrina, is there any way you can use psychic to allow Abra and Alakazam to evolve and degenerate freely? Kong Xian asked Sabrina. I wonder if Sabrina has a way to let Abra and Alakazam evolve and degenerate freely. He still liked Casey's appearance better than Alakazam's. Let Abra and Alakazam evolve freely through psychic. After hearing this, Sabrina looked at Kong Xian in confusion. Apart from Mega Evolution, this was the first time she heard that it could be like this. That's right. Abra and Alakazam can evolve freely through psychic. In another world, you can let Abra and Alakazam evolve freely. Kong Xian explained slowly. Although the sabriness of the two worlds are different, they have one thing in common, that is, they all have super psychic. The understanding of psychic is far beyond ordinary people. It's really interesting. I'll do some research later and I'll tell you if I find out. I heard that myself in another world knew this trick. Sabrina instantly became interested and decided to go back and study it later. Okay, let me know when you find out. Kong Xian nodded. Then he asked Sabrina about some psychic practices, and then Kong Xian and Sabrina rushed to the Suhang Municipal Education Bureau. Principal Kong finally waited for you. As soon as Kong Xian entered the Education Bureau, a staff member was waiting for him here. This person Kong Xian met in the previous review. It seems that his surname is Hu. Ha, Teacher Hu. Long time no see. Seeing someone waiting for him, Kong Xian greeted him warmly. Principal Kong, who is this? When Yashu saw Sabrina, he was attracted by Sabrina's beauty at first sight. I didn't see this person the last time I went to Evergreen College for review with her aura. It would not be an exaggeration to say she is a celebrity. Haha, this is our school's new teacher Sabrina, who is responsible for teaching super-type Pokémon. Kong Xian chuckled and introduced Sabrina. Sure enough, he has a good image and good temperament, and he has a long face. Principal Kong is amazing. Who? Yashu gave Kong Xian a you-know-what look and gave Kong a thumbs up, admiring him in his heart. By the way, Teacher Hu, why did Director Fen call me back today? Kong Xian asked to Yashu. This time Director Hu not only invited Principal Kong, but also principals from other colleges, for 3 things, all of which have something to do with you, Principal Kong. Who? Yashu told Kong Xian truthfully. It can be said that this meeting would not have been held without Kong Xian. Oh? Everything has something to do with me. Can Teacher Hu reveal something so that I can be mentally prepared in advance? When Kong Xian heard this, he immediately became interested. Unexpectedly, this meeting was specially open for him. Didn't Alliance include ability as a compulsory subject for candidates? Is there anyone in the world who knows more about Pokemon ability than Principal Kong? We called all these principals here today. Director Feng just wants Principal Kong to train teachers in their schools on Pokemon ability to improve the teaching level in our Suzhou and Hangzhou cities. Hu Yushu said slowly to Kong Xian, if it weren't for this matter, their director wouldn't have invited all the principals here today. This is a good thing. If I can contribute to the education of Suzhou and Hangzhou, I will be obliged to do so. You tell Director Feng about this, and I, Mr. Kong, agree. When Kong Xian heard this, he agreed without hesitation. This is a matter of making him famous for free, so there is no need to refuse to agree. Principal Kong Yi, hearing that Kong Xian agreed without hesitation, Hu Yushu admired Kong Xian even more deeply. You must know that the principals of other colleges are all competitors to Kong Xian, and Principal Kong even agreed without hesitation to help train teachers in their school. This is what education should look like. The second thing is, Principal Kong should be more careful. I'm afraid some people will attack Principal Kong in today's meeting when talking about the second thing. Hu Yushu looked around and found that no one reminded Kong Xian. Against me, could it be Zhuang Wenwen? Kong Xian asked Hu Yushu tentatively. Apart from Zhuang Wenwen, he couldn't remember who he had sinned against, and Zhuang Wenwen is also dead. Zhuang Wenwen, oh, he will never come again in this life. Zhuang Wenwen colluded with the Dark Association and was killed by the Dark Association's people. When Kong Xian mentioned Zhuang Wenwen, Hu Yushu snorted disdainfully. As a principal, he colluded with the reactionary organizations in the Yanhuang region, and he deserved to die. What? Zhuang Wenwen colluded with the Dark Association and was killed. When Kong Xian heard that, Hu Yushu said that Zhuang Wenwen was dead. Although Kong Xian was not surprised, he still pretended to be very shocked. What Kong Xian didn't expect was that the Dark Association would take the blame for Zhuang Wenwen's death, but this is the best. 5.3 will not add unnecessary trouble to him. Hearing Kong Xian exclaimed, Hu Yushu quickly covered Kong Xian's mouth. A principal colluded with the Dark Association and was killed. This is not a trivial matter. If word spreads, it will definitely cause panic among the students and parents of Kingin College. Therefore, the people above asked the Education Bureau to complete the processing of the teachers and students of Ivy College as soon as possible. One of the things in the meeting held today was to discuss how to deal with the problems of teachers and students in the medical school. Since Evergreen College is opposite Ivy College, it must be responsible for the arrangements for teachers and students of other schools. It seems that the arrangement for the teachers and students of Ivy College is the biggest thing for this meeting. We must take down Ivy Academy no matter what. After hearing this, Kong Xian secretly thought, how can I allow others to sleep soundly on the side of the couch? No matter what, he was going to take down Ivy Academy today, whether it's expanding Evergreen Academy or transforming it into Pokemon habitat. It's okay, understand? Kong Xian gave Hu Yushu a you-know look, indicating that he would not tell anyone. I don't know what teacher Hu meant when he said someone would attack me. Kong Xian changed the topic to this again. He really couldn't guess this. Except for Zhuang Wenwen, he had never been in contact with any other principals, and he didn't remember offending them. Period. Chapter 105, Everyone here is rubbish. Isn't the high school entrance examination about to begin? Although Evergreen College is a college that has passed the new assessment, some people in the Bureau believe that with the reputation of Principal Kong and the reputation of Lord Kinglove, they can make an exception and increase the admission score to 600. However, some people think that Principal Kong's school is a school that has just been approved. If they make an exception and admit students with an admission score of 600, they may not be able to convince the public. Hu Yushu slowly explained to Kong Xian, reminding Kong Xian, so that's it. When Kong Xian heard it, he immediately understood what it meant. The higher the candidate score, the higher the overall quality, and the easier it is to get results. The full score of the high school entrance examination is 690. And the admission score of 600 is definitely a very high level, but there are only so many students. As a new reviewer, if I am studying, my admission score will be set at 600 points. It is bound to touch other people's cake. Kong Xian finally understood why Hu Yushu said that someone was going to attack him today. Don't worry. Whatever they want, I will accompany them to the end. Just take me to the meeting. Kong Xian patted Hu Yushu on the shoulder to reassure Hu Yushu in terms of teachers. The teachers in the school now are at least elite trainers. In terms of students, he is still supported by Gary, Ash and Xiaolinger. They have no chance of winning at all. Principal Kong, please come with me. Miss Sabrina, please wait here. Hu Yushu asked Sabrina to wait in the reception room aside. and then took Kong Xian to the conference room to attend this meeting. Why do you think Director Feng called us all here now? In the conference room of the Education Bureau, a principal who arrived early asked others. So far, almost all the reputable principals from Suzhou and Hangzhou have come. This made him feel very confused. I haven't seen this kind of scene for a long time. What happened made all the principals of Pokémon academies in Suzhou and Hangzhou call over. What else can happen? Region-wide education reform. Pokémon ability is included in the required courses for trainers, and even trainers who have passed the trainer title consideration must take a makeup exam. Alliance values Pokémon ability so much. Why do you think Director Ma brought all of us here? One of the principals who understood clearly rolled his eyes at the person who asked this question. Just think about it and you will know why Director Feng called all of them here. You guys think, what kind of bad luck did Kong Xian have to discover the ability of Pokémon and let Alliance take it so seriously? Another principal said in a sour tone, hating that he was not the one with the Pokémon ability. Speaking of this Kong Xian, I heard yesterday from a friend of mine in the Education Bureau that two leaders of the Education Bureau almost had a quarrel yesterday over the admission score of Evergreen College. What's there to argue about? Aren't the newly reviewed Pokémon Academy admission scores starting from the lowest? Then, the selection is based on the teacher's teaching level and the overall strength of the students. Did you just say that? Kong Xian is the founder of Jingxi Sex. Your Excellency King Lu is still a teacher at Evergreen College. Although he has been transferred to the North China War Zone now, it will not be easy for you to serve as an elite or champion with your strength. Director Feng is probably trying to please Mr. Kong. Before the meeting even started, the Education Bureau conference room was already filled with many principals of the Pokémon Academy. Many principals expressed different opinions on the admission score of Evergreen College. Humph, the school's admission score is customized by the Education Bureau based on the teacher's teaching level. Although Your Excellency King Lu is strong, he has been transferred to the North China War Zone. Apart from Your Excellency King Lu, what other famous teachers are there in Evergreen College? If we directly raise the admission score of Evergreen Academy to 600 points, we, the Glow Pokémon Academy, will be the first to refuse. At this moment, Zhang Tizhu, the principal of Suhang Huguang Elite College, snorted coldly after hearing the discussion of these people. The admission score of their school is 600 points. If the admission score of Evergreen College is set at 600 points, it will definitely have a major impact on the enrollment of their glorious college. Principal Zhang said it well. We have all come from the lowest admission score. Why can Kong Xian make an exception and directly raise it to 600 points? Just because the teachers in our school are stronger than the teachers in your school. As soon as the principal finished speaking, Kong Xian's voice came from the door. Looking along the sound, I saw Hu Yashu leading Kong Xian into the office. Everyone, Director Feng has an impromptu meeting this morning. It will take some time. Please help yourself. After entering the conference room, Hu Yashu smiled slightly, said to everyone, and finally closed the door of the conference room and left the conference room directly. Everyone is not a fool. Seeing this, what does Director Ma mean? This is for them to solve it themselves. Kong Xian won the admission score of Evergreen College by 600. If Kong Xian loses, he will start from the lowest score. What do you mean by the surname Kong? Zhang Tizhu took the lead in questioning Kong Xian. Everyone else fell silent and looked at the two of them as if they were watching the excitement, but who knew that Kong Xian walked directly to the main seat in the conference room and glanced contemptuously at all the principals present. What do I mean? With all due respect, everyone here is rubbish. Let's see who can stop me from Evergreen Academy today. Kong Xian shouted at everyone with an extremely arrogant attitude. Wow. As soon as Kong Xian finished speaking, the conference room exploded. Arrogant? I have never seen such an arrogant person. Young-mouthed kid, I'm so angry. We must teach him a lesson. Otherwise, why would I still be hanging around in Suhang City in the future? I see you've really become famous for a few days. You're so famous. All the principals present looked at Kong Xian angrily. No one expected that Kong Xian could be so arrogant to say such arrogant words in front of so many of them. Arrogant, that's why I have the arrogance. Today, all of you will count as one. If anyone is dissatisfied, we will each send teachers from our own colleges to compete. If I win, the admission score of Evergreen College will be directly raised to the top grade of 650. Kong Xian glanced at everyone and smiled contemptuously. Today I just take advantage of this opportunity to catch all these principals in one go, let them know the strength of teacher from Evergreen College, so that Zhuang Wenwen will appear thinking about him again in the future. Kong Xian, I admit that you have the ability to be arrogant. If you win, I can give you my position in Zion Academy, but what if you lose? The headmaster, the principal of Zion College, asked Kong Xian while sweeping his walking stick. Zion Academy, the most famous Pokémon academy for trainers in Suzhou and Hangzhou, has 4 or 5 elite trainers alone, and even more elite teachers. It is recognized as the Pokémon Academy with the highest teaching level in Suzhou and Hangzhou. Countless parents want their children to be admitted to Zion Academy. If I lose, Kong Xian, will disappear from your eyes and never appear again. With that said, Kong Xian walked towards the training ground of the Education Bureau. At the same time, call Erica and ask her to bring someone over. There are so many people on the other side, and Sabrina alone is not enough. Who are you looking at this? Looking at Kong Xian's leaving figure, everyone looked at Hu Yi, the principal of Zion College, and asked. They had never encountered such a thing before, and they didn't know what to do for a while. HMPH, if we don't teach him a lesson today, he won't be peeing on our necks again. Hu Yi snorted coldly, followed Kong Xian with a walking stick, and at the same time called his secretary and asked her to bring a few powerful teachers. Today he must teach Kong Xian a profound lesson. Seeing this, other people began to contact teachers from their schools and ask them to rush to the Education Bureau. Director, something big happened. Just as many principals were heading to the Education Bureau battle site, Hu Yushu hurriedly broke into Feng Yi's office. What's going on? You're in a panic. Didn't I ask you to take Principal Kong to the meeting? Seeing Hu Yushu barging in, Feng Yi raised his eyebrows and said displeasedly, Director, go to the training ground and take a look. Principal Kong is going to challenge them all. Hu Yushu panted and reported to Feng Yi he really didn't expect that Principal Kong would play so big and challenge all of them alone, and if you lose, you will be out of everyone's sight forever. What? 247. What exactly is going on? After Feng Yi heard this, he immediately couldn't sit still and asked Hu Yushu what was going on. I don't know exactly what happened. I just know that Principal Kong will compete with all the principals. As long as Principal Kong loses one game, he will disappear from everyone's eyes. But if Principal Kong defeats the teachers from all their schools, Evergreen College will. The admission score has been raised to 650. Hu Yushu told Feng Yi everything he knew in a short story. This is nonsense. A school singles out teachers from other schools. How can this be? Feng Yi became anxious as soon as he heard this, put down what he was holding, and hurried towards the training ground. He still needs to rely on Kong Xian to realize his great ambition. Kong Xian must not have any medical treatment. Even if you want to fight, you can't take this as a bet. Talo uses aerial ace, Torkoal uses curse to take it down. On the training ground of Evergreen Academy, Winona is commanding her Talo to fight against Hyan's Torkoal. Tisk, you said these two people are obviously not from the same world, so why are they so tit for tat? Looking at Winona and Hyan, who were resolute, Claire curled her lips and asked their elder. Not long after Kong Xian and Sabrina left, Winona started to cause trouble for Hyan. Hyan seems to be submissive, but he is not timid at all when facing Winona. It didn't take long for the two to start fighting. So far, the Pokemon on both sides have released the third one, and there is no difference in strength between the winner and the loser. Be careful, Yulong. Hyan glanced at Claire and signaled Zhao Jin's presence, reminding Claire, it's so scary. Is it so scary for a woman to get angry? Zhao Jin, who was on the side, looked at Juju and Hyan, who were fighting, and shivered. The two of them were so ruthless, and every time they unleashed their special moves, they were all extremely powerful. At this moment, Erica's cell phone suddenly rang. It was Kong Xian who called. PS, sorry, I really don't have time to coax the baby today. I will try to write more at night. Chapter 106, Flying Dragon Rides on the Face. How can you lose? Friends who subscribed to the previous chapter yesterday refreshed it and added a few hundred words. Hello, Principal. Okay, I understand. I'll take them there right now. All I heard was Erica nodding her head and answering, stop fighting. The principal asked us to go to the Education Bureau immediately. After hanging up the phone, Erica shouted to Winona and Hoyan, but the two of them continued to fight as if they didn't hear Erica's voice. No matter which world it is in, an evil organization is an evil organization. Swallow uses storm attack. Even if it is evil, my evil does not need you to judge me. Torkoal uses heat wave attack. Neither of them gave in. Following the command of the two men, a wave of heat swept through the entire battlefield. Even the people watching around were affected. Pryce, please excuse me. Seeing that no one listened to her order, Erica gestured to Pryce apologetically. In order to complete Kong Xian's mission, she had to ask Pryce to stop the battle between Winona and Hoyan. Leave it to me. Pryce nodded, then took out a Pokémon and released it with the Pokéball's red light flashing. A terrifying and animalist Swinub appeared next to Pryce. Such a terrifying momentum. At the same time that Swinub appeared, Yulong Qian sensed the powerful power contained in Swinub's body. Is this really Swinub? Yulong Qian murmured in disbelief, his eyes showing an expression of horror. As the elder of the Yulong family, he felt the extreme cold in this Swinub that made his soul tremble. This cute appearance hides huge power. Elder? Is there something wrong with this Swinub? Seemingly sensing something was wrong with the elder, Claire asked with concern, but Yulong Qian was still immersed in Swinub's shock and did not wake up, and ignored Claire at this moment. Pryce's voice sounded in everyone's ears. Only a faint sentence of icy wind was heard. A cold current surged through instantly, and the entire training ground seemed to be frozen. Normal. Torkoal and Swallow's movement stopped abruptly, and the heat wave and storm dissipated instantly. Layers of ice crystals quickly condensed on Torkoal and Swallow, sealing the two Pokémon in ice. What just happened? Looking at the two Pokémon frozen in the training ground, everyone looked at Swinub in front of Pryce in disbelief. These two people are both elite-level trainers. Their Pokémon was frozen instantly. Everyone present was shocked by Pryce's move. They had never seen Swinub so terrifying. What a terrifying freezing power. Pryce, in another world, is so powerful. Claire was shocked inside. Guliu was their gym trainer in Johto Region City, but she can guarantee that Guliu in their world will never be able to defeat two elite-level Pokémon in an instant. Not only Guliu, but even his cousin Lance couldn't do it. Whether there is grudge or hatred between you, I should have no right to interfere, but the principal has informed Erica to take us to the Education Bureau. If you don't cooperate, don't blame me. Pryce said to everyone calmly, his tone full of threats. He had no right to interfere in their affairs, but now that the principal is in trouble, if they don't cooperate, then he can't be blamed for taking action. I'm sorry. I was too involved in the battle just now. I didn't hear Miss Erica's voice. Please, Pryce, release my Swallow. Winona, who came over from smelling salts in shock, apologized to Pryce. She was really too involved in the battle just now and didn't hear Erica's voice. Otherwise it will definitely stop me. 2. Fire. Goose echoed weakly, begging Pryce to let go of their Pokémon. Pryce? Release their Pokémon, and the principal is still waiting for us to come over. Erica also asked Pryce that Kong Xian was still waiting for her to bring someone over. After hearing what Erica said, Pryce signaled Swinub to unfree Swallow and Torkoal. Okay, we are all colleagues, there is no need to make any fuss. Principal Kong is still waiting for us. Let's go. Seeing Pryce releasing their Pokémon, Erica began to lead everyone to the Suhang Municipal Education Bureau. I brought you here today. Are you going to be a thug? One looking at the people around her, Sabrina was very suspicious that Kong Xian brought her here to act as a thug. How can it be? It was just an accident. Kong Xian helplessly spread his hands and said that it was just his impromptu idea that things developed like this. It just so happened that the principals of all the colleges in Suzhou and Hangzhou were here to give them a blow, show off the strength of your academy, and save yourself from having cats and dogs come to ant you in the future. Mr. Mr. Kong doesn't look nervous at all. Could it be that he has invited Mr. Kinglu back? Seeing Kong Xian's relaxed look, one of the principals wiped the cold sweat from his forehead and said worriedly, this is too much fun. One school challenged everyone in Suhang City. What are you afraid of? If you lose, my academy will fall off the altar. What are you worried about? Who? Yi glared at the principal. He didn't expect that Kong Xian's ambition was so big. He wanted to reach the sky in one step and sit on his head. Yes, aren't I worried that Mr. Kong will invite Mr. Kinglu back? The principal nodded quickly in response. Kinglu's strength is obvious to all, and he has not sealed a single serving elite with Kinglu's strength. It's really possible for them all to be chosen. HMPH. Green, even if Mr. Kinglu comes back, With so many teachers, we can consume all of Mr. King Lu's Pokemon and lose their combat capabilities. Who? Yi said disapprovingly. There are so many of them. Even if King Lu comes back in person, he is confident that he can win directly. Hey, do you want to fight or not? Why haven't your people arrived yet? After waiting for a while, Sabrina became a little anxious and shouted to everyone. There was nothing she resented most than waiting for others. A child with a yellow mouth, a girl with yellow hair, actually speaks arrogant words at such a young age. You two are quite a match. Let me give you some color today. A grumpy principal emerged from the crowd. First it was Kong Xian's taunt, and then it was this yellow-haired girl. The two consecutive taunts had made Hyun intolerable. After all, he is also the principal of a college, so he has never received this kind of taunt. Okay, don't cry if you lose later. Come out, my baby. Saying that, Sabrina directly released her Pokemon accompanied by a flash of red light from the Pokeball, and Alakazam appears next to Sabrina. Sabrina directly releases her strongest Pokemon, Alakazam. Ahoha, the superpowered Pokemon is coming up. It seems I can call the teacher at our school to inform him not to come. That's it. It made me laugh so hard, I thought it was so fishy. Seeing Sabrina taking the lead and releasing the super-type Alakazam, many principals put their minds at ease and started laughing. Although superpowers are strong, they have a fatal flaw. That is, super-type moves are immune to evil-type Pokemon. Next, as long as Hyun releases the evil Pokemon, there will be no need to compete in the subsequent damage comparison as expected. Hyun did not disappoint them, directly released an evil Absol. Huh? Evil Pokemon? Seeing the Absol released by the other party, Sabrina snorted with disdain. Although the evil type is immune to psychic, the super type is not impossible to deal with. At least she has tons of ways to fight evil Pokemon. Little sister, let me attack first, so as not to accuse me of bullying after losing. Ha ha ha, he. Yoon laughed proudly. Evil type versus super type. Isn't this a game that can be won with eyes closed? Everyone, wait. At this moment, Feng Yi's voice came from not far away. Looking along the sound, I saw Feng Yi galloping towards them on Doodori. Huh? Fortunately, I caught up. Looking at the game that had not yet started, Feng Yi breathed a sigh of relief. As long as the game doesn't start, there's still a chance to save. If you weren't waiting in the conference room, why did you come here? Feng Yi knew what was going on, but he still pretended to be dumbfounded and asked everyone, Director Feng, aren't you in a meeting? Seeing that we are bored, we just want to compete with Principal Kong of the famous walking Pokemon encyclopedia. Yes, Principal Kong. Who? Yi stood up and laughed. He didn't believe that Feng Yi didn't know what was going on at first. Feng Yi said he had a meeting and asked them to wait there. Don't you just want them to figure it out on their own? Seeing that things were out of his control, Feng Yi rushed over to stop it, but victory was right in front of him. How could he let Feng Yi stop him so easily? What? An old fox. Hearing that, Yi kicked the ball to Kong Xian again. Zhao Hao. Feng yesterday cursed the old fox in his heart. It seems that they don't want to let Kong Xian go so easily. Principal. Who said it wrong? We are not competing, but I challenge you all. The teacher from our school won, and the admission scores of our Evergreen College are based on the highest standards. If I lose, I will disappear from everyone's sight. Kong Xian immediately retorted. What a joke. Pryce and the others are on their way. Even if their number were doubled, they wouldn't be his rival. Kong Xian's answer surprised everyone. I thought that when Kong Xian saw Hyun release Absol, Kong Xian would follow the trend, but no one expected that Kong Xian had no intention of backing down and would fight them to the end. Haha, Director Feng, you heard it, right? It's not that we don't give him a chance. Who? Yi chuckled. Kong Xian said so himself, and Maya couldn't stop him even if he wanted to. This Feng Yi, who had things completely out of his control, looked around at Yi and Kong Xian. If things were to be reversed before, there was still a possibility, but now he couldn't stop it. Director Feng can just watch from the sidelines. You will see with your own eyes the rise of our Pokemon Academy in Suzhou and Hangzhou. Kong Xian motioned to Feng Yi to stand aside and watch the battle. He had no chance of losing this game. Period. Chapter 107, Miracle Eye. Okay, when things got to this point, Feng Yi had no choice but to sigh, turned around and walked aside to watch the game. All he can do now is pray that Kong Xian's teacher is stronger and can win this game. Sabrina. Let's get started. Seeing that Feng Yi no longer stopped him, Kong Xian signaled Napo to start a duel with Hyun. Alakazam. Uses Miracle Eye. Sabrina nodded and immediately commanded Alakazam to release Miracle Eye. Although the evil type is immune to super type moves, the super type is not without countermeasures. Miracle Eye is one of them. After releasing Miracle Eye, super type moves can hit evil type Pokemon. At Sabrina's instructions fell, Alakazam's eyes glowed with light blue light. It's like you can see everything in the world. It's Miracle Eye. This Alakazam actually knows Miracle Eye. Look at the level of this Alakazam. Seeing Alakazam releasing the Miracle Eye, the people around him exclaim. They naturally know that Miracle Eye is a way for super type Pokemon to counteract evil type Pokemon, but learning Miracle Eye requires a very high level. It is impossible to master normal super type Pokemon. Some principals watching the game began to take out their battle watches to scan Alakazam and check Alakazam's information. However, the battle watch displayed the word system maintenance and temporarily unavailable. This made the people around him feel unsure about this game. What if I know Miracle Eye? My Absol still has the upper hand in attribute. Let's use Dark Pulse on Absol. Yoon immediately directed Absol to attack. Miracle Eye just gives super type Pokemon a way to attack evil type Pokemon in terms of attribute. His Absol still restrains the opponent's Alakazam. As long as Dark Pulse hits Alakazam, it can definitely severely damage Alakazam or even kill Alakazam instantly. Shuttle. As soon as Yoon's voice fell, a Dark Pulse full of darkness was quickly launched towards Alakazam. Alakazam, let them see the difference in strength between us. Use confusion. Facing Absol's attack, Sabrina didn't panic at all and calmly directed Alakazam to counterattack. As Sabrina's command fell, an invisible force enveloped Dark Pulse, which was originally launched towards Alakazam, suddenly stopped in midair. Then he drew a semicircle in midair and flew towards Absol. Absol uses Dark Pulse to stop him. Seeing this, Yoon immediately commanded Absol to use Dark Pulse again to stop the Dark Pulse that Absol had just released. Through another Dark Pulse was released by Absol. Alakazam waved the confusion spoon in his hand. The Dark Pulse released by Absol was once again controlled by Alakazam's confusion. Boom! An explosion sounded. The two Dark Pulses, one on the left and one on the right, were returned intact to Absol. This Alakazam's psychic is so skillful that he can control two Dark Pulses at the same time. Yes, with a Miracle Eye, Absol is not immune to the superpower system. I'm afraid this battle will not be easy to fight. Let's see. Attributes restraint relationship is still there, and there is still hope of victory. Seeing Absol being hit by his own moves, the onlookers were shocked by Alakazam's psychic control two Dark Pulses at the same time and control them to attack Absol from different directions. This difficulty even exceeds having Pokemon release two moves at the same time. Ding. The teacher under your command, Sabrina, is shocked by her strength, and her reputation value will be increased by 1. Ling. Your teacher, Sabrina, is stunning in appearance, and her reputation value will be increased by 1. System notifications kept ringing in Kong Xian's mind. It's all about Sabrina? That's great. As long as we win this game, the situation can be restored. At the same time, Fengyi, who was watching on the other side, saw that Sabrina had the advantage. Fengyi clenched his fists and silently cheered for Natu. As long as Sabrina defeats Yoon, there is still the possibility of turning the situation around in the battlefield. Waiting for the smoke from the explosion to dissipate, Absol stood up again, enduring the pain in his body. Obviously, the two Dark Pulses just now caused Absol to be seriously injured. Damn it. Absol uses Black Eyes, then uses it. Seeing that Dark Pulse would be controlled by the opponent, Yoon immediately changed his strategy and directed Absol to attack us for Black's Eyes. It is entirely to prevent Alakazam from using teleport to avoid it. Is the principal of the Pokemon Academy. He still has this common sense. As Yoon's voice fell, a black eye appeared on Alakazam's head to lock Alakazam lock on. Then Absol jumped up and headed down. Black Eyes, really good. It's a pity that in the face of absolute strength, everything is in vain. Seeing Yoon's command, Kong Xian did not hesitate to praise him. At least the opponent's idea is correct. Use Black Eye lock on Alakazam first to prevent him from using teleport, but unfortunately, her rival is Sabrina. It's useless. Alakazam uses Light Screen, then uses Phantom Wave to finish him off. Alakazam, along with Sabrina's command, Alakazam was seen waving the confusion spoon. A transparent light screen appeared in midair. Bang! A dull sound sounded. Absol failed to dodge in time and crashed directly into the light screen created by Alakazam falling from mid-air. Then a colorful light was emitted from Alakazam's confusion spoon. A precise hit on Absol with Absol's wail. The game came to an end. We won. This teacher from Evergreen College actually won. Seeing Absol lose his fighting ability, Feng Yu was secretly happy. Alakazam is so strong, he defeated Absol. Big lose so quickly. Light screen can actually be used like this. Alakazam is way beyond Absol's level. Some people were happy and some were sad, and the principals who were watching suddenly sighed. It was originally thought that the situation would be a sure win, but due to the appearance of Miracle Eye, the situation became one-sided after 3 hits and 5 points divided by 2. Hyun's Absol lost its combat effectiveness. Principal. I'll stop here for the competition. It's almost noon. Let's finish the meeting as soon as possible without delaying everyone's lunch. Feng Yi took the opportunity to step forward and continue to prevent the gaffe from getting worse. Director. Feng, I still have Pokemon to fight. The winner has not been announced yet. Unwilling to admit defeat, Hyun directly rejected Feng Yi and immediately released his second Pokemon. A Fletchinder appears on the battlefield. Director. Feng, just watch it honestly. I won't lose any game today. Kong Xian pulled Feng Yi aside again and asked him not to hinder the battle between Sabrina and Hyun. These people alone pose no threat to Sabrina at all. Is it really okay? Feng Yi still asked a little worriedly. He was not afraid that Kong Xian would win, but that Kong Xian would lose and be forced to leave Suhang City by these people. What will be lost then is an excellent Pokemon educator in Suhang City. Don't worry, Sabrina is a real elite trainer. In order to make Feng Yi relax, Kong Xian directly told Feng Yi about Sabrina's strength. She elite level. After Feng Yi heard this, he opened his mouth a bit exaggeratedly and pointed at Sabrina and asked stammeringly, "That's right, elite level. So, Director Feng, just rest assured, Sabrina won't lose." Kong Xian reassured Feng Yi that fighting against these principals was just an appetizer. The later battle is today's highlight. That puts me at ease. Seeing that Mr. Kong was confident, Feng Yi felt relieved and sat aside to watch Beihai at this time. Hyun's fiery arrow bird didn't have any accidents and was easily killed by Sabrina's Alakazam. Sabrina even used Calm Mind twice to enhance Alakazam's combat capabilities during the break between the battle with the fire arrow. Later, Hyun released 3 Pokemon again, but there were still no surprises in the result, and he still didn't escape being killed instantly. This Alakazam is a bit too strong. 2 of the 5 Pokemon released by Hyun are elite level, right? And they were instantly killed like this. Elite level. This is Alakazam's Pokemon. It is definitely elite level. Only elite level can instantly kill Hyun's Pokemon? No wonder Kong Xian looks so relaxed. It turns out that this Alakazam is an elite level Pokemon. Alakazam's performance made everyone think that this Pokemon's strength was elite level. However, they didn't know that this Alakazam was Natu's only champion level Pokemon. It is also his strongest Pokemon. I lost, but don't be too complacent. We don't have any elite level Pokemon either. Seeing that all his Pokemon had lost their combat effectiveness, Hyun reluctantly said harsh words. The gap between myself and the other party is too big. None of the 5 Pokemon defeated a single Pokemon of the other party. I won't bother you with that. Is there anyone who refuses to accept and wants to fight me? Sabrina smiled slightly and shouted to the people around her. Upon hearing Sabrina's challenge, everyone subconsciously took a step back. What a joke to fight her. They are just principals, not professional trainers. Fight against an elite level Pokemon? Unless you have a brain attack. Moreover, this Alakazam also used Calm Mind several times, and I don't know how many special attacks were superimposed. Principal, everything is done. They are all convinced. Seeing that no one was fighting against her, Sabrina turned around and playfully reported the results to Kong Xian. Wait a minute, Chang Xiaguang of Kingguang Academy is not convinced. Jinghuang Academy are not convinced either. The Iron Bone Academy are not convinced. At this moment, dissatisfied voices came from not far away. Following the sound, they saw several trainers walking towards them. There are men and women. These people are the strongest teachers in their schools, called by the principals of other schools. P.S. To explain, the elite and champion mentioned earlier are positions. Their strength is more powerful. Even elite has several championship level Pokemon. The elite mentioned later is level 60 is elite level, and level 7 is elite level. Level 15 is also elite level. Having 6 level 60s is completely different from having 6 level 5s. Chapter 108, Reinforcements are coming. Ha, our people are finally here. How can we be so arrogant after watching Kong Xian and this little girl's movie? No matter how powerful she is, I don't believe she can deal with so many of us by herself. Looking at the teachers who came, everyone's confidence doubled. These teachers are all professional trainers. In addition to their good strength, they also have rich combat experience. Is Principal Kong really okay? Seeing teachers from other colleges rushing over, Feng Yidao felt that no matter what he did now, it was useless. Still a little worried, I asked Kong Xian, "Don't worry, Director Feng." Kong Xian reassured Feng Yi Evergreen College is a bit far away from the Education Bureau, but with Sabrina's strength, there will be no problem in holding on until Pryce and the others arrive. That's good. Avoid it. Seeing that Kong Xian was not panicking at all, Feng Yi felt relieved and returned to his seat. How can her little sister bully our principal? How about I be your rival? One of the Pokémon teachers stepped forward and challenged Sabrina. This person's name is Zhang Shui, a teacher from Heyun's college. He is an elite trainer. In addition to the 4 elite Pokémon in his hand, there are also 2 Pokémon that have just entered the elite level. He is the strongest among the teachers in their academy. Shui, teach this man a lesson for me. As long as you defeat her, all your salary and benefits will be doubled after you return. Seeing Zhang Shui coming, Heyun immediately told Zhang Shui, let Zhang Shui retaliate for himself. Isn't it an elite level Pokémon? It's not like they don't worry, Principal, leave this person to me. Zhang Shui nodded in agreement, narrowing his eyes slightly and looking at Sabrina with contempt. She's just a girl, and he hasn't taken it seriously yet. Can you? Why don't you all come together? Zhang Shui didn't take Sabrina seriously, and Sabrina didn't take these people seriously either. She invited many teachers to join them. Sabrina's words instantly aroused the rage of all the teachers present, and they all moved forward to teach Natu a lesson. Everyone, you are just a little girl. Why do you need us to do it together? I can just choose a certain person. Zhang Shui immediately stopped the others, thinking that he could deal with Sabrina alone. Ha, everyone, this is our school's gold medal lecturer, Zhang Shui. Having the title of elite trainer, the Ice Bear and Jinx in my hand are both at elite level, so there is no problem in teaching a little girl a lesson. Zhang took the opportunity to promote teachers from his college to others. After teachers from other schools heard about it, their eyes began to roll, thinking about Zhang Shui's idea. There are also elite teachers in their school, but there are not many instructors who have elite level Pokémon. If you can win over Zhang Shui, you can not only strengthen your school's real strength, they can also take the opportunity to weaken Zhang's Pokémon Academy. In addition to Zhang Shui, teachers from other schools are also remembered by others, including Sabrina. Since Teacher Zhang is so confident, let's give this opportunity to Teacher Zhang, Hui answered from the side. From his perspective, this Alakazam is by no means as simple as an ordinary elite level Pokémon. The teachers under him also have an elite trainer of superpowers, but he felt that their teacher could not defeat Iyun as easily as Sabrina, so I wanted to take advantage of Zhang Shui to challenge the opponent and see clearly the strength of this Pokémon. When Hui opened his mouth, naturally no one continued to object, so he gave this opportunity to Zhang Shui and let Zhang Shui take the lead. Why do we need to go together to deal with you? I am enough alone. Go ahead, Jinx. Zhang Shui confidently released one of his own trump card Pokémon Jinx. With a Pokéball's red light flashing, a Jinx appeared on the battlefield. Jinx, show her what a true psychic is. Using Confusion attack, Zhang Shui immediately directed Jinx to release Confusion and control Alakazam. Jinx is an Ice-type and Super-type Pokémon. Normal's Jinx is better at Ice-type, but his Jinx is better at using Superpower-type tricks. Idiot, you actually used superpowers in front of Sabrina. After hearing Zhang Shui's command, Xian cursed secretly in his heart. If Jinx uses other moves, it may also have a certain impact on Alakazam, but if you use Super-type moves in front of Sabrina, isn't this just trying to do what you want? As Zhang Shui's commanding voice fell, Jinx's eyes glowed with blue light. An invisible force enveloped Alakazam. A smile appeared on Zhang Shui's lips, as if he had seen victory, but the next scene left Zhang Shui wondering what to do. Alakazam seemed unaffected, still standing unmoved. He tilted his neck and looked at Jinx curiously. What's going on? Looking at Alakazam, who was motionless, Zhang Shui's smile stopped. He has never seen anything like this. Jinx, Use confusion again, Zhang Shui, who didn't know what was going on, once again directed Alakazam to release confusion, but the result was the same as before. Alakazam remained unmoved. What's up? What happened? Seeing Alakazam without any reaction, people around him were talking, wondering what was going on. I have never heard of the super immune super system. Alakazam is a super type Pokemon and has extremely high resistance to super types. The strength gap between Jynx and Alakazam is too big, causing Jynx's Hanley to have no effect on Alakazam. I'm afraid this battle is hard to win. Seeing this scene, I made a new judgment on Sabrina's Alakazam's strength. Jynx is also an elite level Pokemon, but his psychic had no effect on Alakazam. It's obvious that Alakazam's level is far higher than Jynx's. The expression on Hui's face began to become serious. A Pokemon that is at the championship level or infinitely close to the championship level is not so easy to deal with. Hui's only worry now is what level Sabrina's other Pokemon are. If the whole team were at the championship level, there would be no need to compete in today's battle. If they only had this one championship level Pokemon, they still had a good chance of winning. There are so many of them. 10 song champion Pokemon are not enough to scare him. How so? Jynx uses confusion. Zhang Shui didn't believe the scene before him, and Zhang Shui, who didn't believe in evil, yelled at Jynx. However, no matter how Zhang Shui directs Jynx, Sabrina's Alakazam remains unmoved. Does your strength come from shouting with your mouth? Alakazam shows him what psychic is. Use confusion attack. Sabrina ridiculed Zhang Shui. Psychic can't be seen by others, but she can clearly see Jynx's confusion covering Alakazam's body, but it's not completely covered. The confusion released by Jynx was blocked by the confusion released by Alakazam. Please give me flowers. This has resulted in the current situation. Alakazam, following Sabrina's command, a powerful psychic burst out from Alakazam's body. Instantly the powerful confusion directly broke through Jynx's confusion and headed towards Jynx. I saw Jynx slowly rising into the soaring in the sky under the control of Alakazam's confusion, and then being slammed into the ground by Alakazam. The final blow, Phantom Wave. Sabrina took advantage of the victory and directed Alakazam to use Phantom Waves to end Jynx. A colorful light is emitted from Alakazam's confusion. Spoon hit Jynx accurately and defeat him. Looking at Jynx, who has lost the ability to fight, there was silence. This Pokemon has elite level strength. Was he defeated like this? How could this happen? Seeing Jynx lying on the ground without fighting power, Zhang Shui murmured in disbelief. The initial confidence had long since disappeared. Your strength isn't that great either. How about you guys go together? Sabrina continued to tease everyone. If the other party comes together, she and Just can solve it together. Don't fall into her trap. This is Alakazam, a champion level Pokemon. Everyone fights with wheels. At this moment, a voice came into everyone's ears. The one who spoke was none other than Hui. The opponent's strength has exceeded his budget. As long as the Alakazam's physical strength is consumed by wheel fighting, their victory will be natural. What? Championship level? Impossible. No wonder Kong Xian is so relaxed. It turns out this Pokemon is a champion 17. Hui's words were like stones dropped into a pond, sparking discussions among countless people. Principal Kong, this. Feng Yi stood up and pointed at Sabrina excitedly. Where did Kong Xian recruit teachers from? First it was Lord Kinglu, and now there is another trainer who is so beautiful and so strong. Kong Xian nodded and acknowledged the other party's statement. According to the hierarchy of this world, Alakazam is indeed a champion, but it doesn't mean that elite-level Pokemon have no chance of winning when they encounter champion-level Pokemon. The key still depends on the trainer's command ability. As long as you command it properly, even an elite Pokemon can defeat a championship-level Pokemon. People in this world are too dependent on Pokemon levels. Take this Jynx as an example. If he uses moves like Hail first, if nothing else, at least it can do some damage to Alakazam, but he chose to use Confusion, which Alakazam is better at. You don't give it to anyone for free. Who is right? Don't fall into her trap. Let's use wheel fighting to see how long her Alakazam can last. Yi's suggestion was supported by many people, and none of them own championship-level Pokemon. As more and more trainers join the wheel battle, Sabrina soon begins to be unable to hold on any longer. Come on everyone, she will be with the last Pokemon. Seeing Sabrina release the last Pokemon, everyone seemed to see the dawn of victory. However, at this moment, there were two calls. Boui saw two Dragonites soaring in the sky at the training ground. There are two cloaked people standing on Dragonite. And there is an Altaria behind Dragonite. PS. To get the boss's reminder ticket, I have to update 3 chapters today. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelists. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 109, The Secret of Pokemon's Arrival. Keldea, I'm here to see you. On the side of the central island of West Lake, Gary shouted towards the lake. Then there were ripples on the lake, and a blue Pokemon jumped out of the lake and came to Gary's side. This Pokemon is none other than Delucio. Wow, it's really Keldea. Pika. Pika. Seeing the familiar Delucio in front of him, Ash quickly ran to Keldea, squatted down and greeted Keldea. Hello, Keldea. My name is Ash. This is my friend Pikachu. Ash introduced himself and Pikachu to Keldea. Pika. Pika. Pikachu also ran over and waved his little paws to say hello to Keldea, but Keldea doesn't seem interested in Ash and Pikachu. He raised his proud neck and snorted coldly, turning his head to the side and not looking at Ash. What the hell? Seeing Keldea ignoring him, Ash curled his lips. Seeing this scene, Xiaolinger covered her mouth and smiled. I didn't expect that such a powerful trainer as Ash would be defeated by this Pokemon. Keldea, this is my friend Ash. Linger. Gary walked forward and introduced Ash and Xiaolinger to Keldea. Since the last surf competition, he has been recognized by Delucio as 180 and has become friends with Delucio. They didn't go to training today, they just came to see Keldea. After hearing Gary's introduction, Keldea looked at Ash and Xiaolinger. Hello, I'm Keldea, I'm Gary's friend. Keldea's voice sounded from the hearts of Ash and Xiaolinger, greeting Ash and Xiaolinger. Wow, you can actually talk. Hearing Delucio's voice, Xiaolinger exclaimed with joy. This was the first time she heard a Pokemon's voice. What's so rare about this? Seeing Xiaolinger being so curious, Delucio raised his proud neck and said proudly, Delucio, how did you get here? Gary asked Delucio. He learned that the Pokemon in this world did not exist in this world from the beginning, but it came to this world suddenly. It is precisely because of this that people in this world don't have as high a knowledge of Pokemon as they do, but fortunately, they have good high technology, which helps them quickly understand Pokemon. He came to Keldea this time because he wanted to know how Pokemon came to this world. The Pokemon that exist now are basically the descendants of Pokemon from 300 years ago. Even those with telepathy would not know the arrival of Pokemon, but Delucio is different. They are legendary Pokemon. Not only does he have a long lifespan, but according to his understanding, Delucio came to this world not long ago. I don't know either. I was resting in the lake, and suddenly a very strong attraction pulled me. I can't break free from the shackles of this attraction. I can only be forced into the black hole. When I reappeared, I came here. Delucio was silent for a moment and recalled, this is how Pokemon came to be. Xiaolinger nodded after hearing this. Pokemon scholars had been studying the origin of Pokemon long before. They speculate that the Pokemon may come from another world, and as more and more Pokemon are discovered, they think the advent of Pokemon is not over. There are still many Pokemon they have yet to come to this world. I didn't expect all of this to be true. Then, do you know what this power is? Gary asked impatiently. I'm sorry Gary, I don't know either. Delucio shook his head and said, it doesn't know the source of this power, but for him, it doesn't matter whether he is in this world or another. Is that so? Gary was a little disappointed after hearing this. Did he think he could find the secret of why Pokemon came to this world? Finally. Come, Sabrina, put Venomoth away. Watch Dragonite and Altaria soaring in the sky. Kong Xian shouted towards Sabrina. The Dragonite and Altaria and soaring in the sky are none other than Bo and others. Yulong Kaian and Yulongchen each stood on their own Dragonite and drove towards this side. Winona drove the rest of the school behind her. After waiting for so long, if she had come a little later, Sabrina would have used Psychic to cheat. TCH, it's not like I can't continue fighting. Although Sabrina refused to admit defeat, she still attacked Venomoth. After fighting so many battles, she was a little tired from the moment her lackism was exhausted by these people. Her remaining Pokemon were unable to crush her. Every step of her command must be calculated on how to defeat the opponent with the least amount of physical strength. Very mentally draining. They can play with you next. Sabrina put away her last Pokemon, pointed at Dragonite and Altaria in the sky, and said to the many trainers. Then he walked to Kong Xian's side. My God, there are so many people. Seeing The people appearing and soaring in the sky, everyone felt despair. It took nearly 30 teachers to force out all of Sabrina's Pokemon. Now so many people have come again. If nothing else, these two Dragonites alone are difficult to deal with. Don't panic, everyone. Leave these two Dragonites to our school's teacher to deal with. Leave the rest to you. Seeing many people in chaos, Huiyi stood up in time to comfort everyone. He naturally knew what these people were afraid of, nothing more than these two Dragonites. The 4 elite trainers from their school have not taken action yet. Having them deal with 2 Dragonites should be no problem, Principal. Who is right? The 4 elites from Zion College have not taken action yet. Give Dragonite to Zion College. We will deal with the others. We have already used up 1 championship level Alakazam. Are we still afraid of 2 Dragonites? Sure. Enough. After hearing Huiyi's words, everyone's military morale stabilized. A gust of wind roared. Yulong Chun and Yulong Qian were the first to land on Dragonite. Altaria followed and landed. Evergreen College has so many beauties and teachers. Apart from the old man, they're all beauties. Mr. Kong is so beautiful. It makes me want to go to Evergreen College. Hush, silence, huh? Why is there still a crippled old man? Leave this person to me later and you can deal with the others. Damn it, you are so shameless. Can't you see that this old man is just a fake? Looking at the people in Evergreen College, people around them were talking, some even targeted Pryce. Headmaster, we are here. Hello, Principal. I have met the principal. Everyone said hello to Kong Xian one after another. Why is it so slow? Looking at the crowd, Kong Xian asked them, although Evergreen College is somewhat far away from the Education Bureau, it shouldn't be so slow. Besides, there is also Dragonite, a Pokemon that flies extremely fast. I accidentally took the wrong route. Erica stuck out her tongue at Kong Xian playfully. The reason they came so late was entirely because she took the wrong route and took everyone in a big circle. In the end, it was the path led by Yulong Chun. They just found it here. Kong Xian was a little surprised when he heard Erica's answer unexpectedly. This young lady turned out to be a big road addict. What happened to the principal? Do you need me to take action? Looking at the people around him, Pryce asked Kong Xian. Something did happen. We at Evergreen College have to beat them all to get the highest admission score. Sabrina has defeated some people. The rest is up to you. Kong Xian nodded and explained there are still more than half of the trainers left to fight. At most 2 of them will come out, and that will be enough. In this case, leave this matter to me. After Pryce heard about it, he took the initiative to take over the matter. Why do these people need Pryce to do it himself? Just leave it to me and Claire. At this moment, Yulong Qian took a step forward and wanted to take over this matter. Pryce's strength is obvious to all. Letting Pryce deal with these people would be dirtying Pryce's hands. Have we fought before? Seeing Yulong Qian's reaction, Kong Xian guessed in his heart, as the elder of the Yulong family, he must have his own arrogance. Now that I have so much respect for Pryce, I have obviously paid him back. In other words, they fought indirectly. Speaking of the dragon, Norman called his Dragonite forward, preparing to fight these people. See, sister, retaliate for you. Claire followed closely behind, not forgetting to tease Sabrina before leaving. Sabrina was so angry that her teeth started to itch. The Dragonites of Yulong Qian and Yulong Chun were like 2 hills, blocking everyone. The 2 of us will be your rival next. Which one of you comes first? Yulong Qian's slightly majestic voice reached everyone's ears. This is his first stop in this world, therefore we pay special attention and seriousness to 3.2. Come. Both of us. The 2 elite teachers from Zion College looked at each other and walked towards the training ground. It seems that this is a doubles match, and the relationship between the 2 of them in school is relatively good. Doubles also has a tacit understanding and is easy to coordinate. Come out, Ludicolo. Let's get on the swimming frog. Along with the 2 lights of the Pokeball, 2 Pokemon appeared on the playing field respectively. Confronted with 2 Dragonites, Dragonite flies. Yulong Qian immediately commanded his Dragonite to fly up, preparing to take advantage of his high altitude. Let's fly too. Claire followed in the footsteps of their elders. Ludicolo uses Pray for Rain, fast. Swimmer uses Freeze Punch, 2 teachers from Zion College also reacted immediately. This is a new routine they developed based on the Pokemon ability described by Gary, the ability of a fast swimming frog to swim freely in rainy weather. The speed will double, and Ludicolo is so good at releasing Pray for Rain when these 2 Pokemon are paired together. They can exert a lot of strength beyond them. As the figures of the two fell down, it started to drizzle on the battlefield at the same time. The fast-swimming frog's fists were filled with extremely cold energy, and he jumped up with his fists waving, heading straight for Claire's Dragonite. Chapter 110, The Dragonite Defense Line That Cannot Be Broken Through. With the blessing of the rainy weather, the fast-swimming frog soon came to Claire Dragonite. He swung his freezing fist and hit Dragonite. Use the rainy weather to increase the speed of swimming frogs. This strategy is indeed good, but you seem to have forgotten that my Pokémon is Dragonite. Dragonite takes it down, then uses Thunder to attack, facing the attack of the fast-swimming frog. Claire did not panic and ordered Dragonite to come down directly. Although Frog's Freeze Punch can restrain Dragonite, Dragonite is rough and thick-skinned, so it won't do much damage to Dragonite if it resists hard. Bang! A sound. The frog's fist hit Dragonite's belly. Dragonite, which was attacked, let out a low cry of pain. Attributes restraint made him feel uncomfortable, and he let out a low roar. It rained for a while and a dark cloud appeared on the head of the fast-swimming frog. Soaring in the sky, the bucket like thunder and lightning struck at the fast-swimming frog. No, Ludicolo quickly uses protection to block the fast-swimming frog, seeing the lightning strike towards the fast-swimming frog. Ludicolo's trainer yelled, "It's bad. If the fast-swimming frog is hit by this lightning, it will definitely lose its fighting ability." Ludicolo's trainer quickly instructed Ludicolo to use protection instead of the fast-swimming frog, Rubaba. Although Ludicolo's body is huge, his speed is not slow at all, especially in rainy weather. Soon Ludicolo was in front of the fast-swimming frog. A blue energy barrier appeared around Ludicolo, trying to block the lightning attack for the fast-swimming frog. Do you regard me as nothing? Use lightning attack quickly. At this moment, a slightly angry voice came into everyone's ears. As the sound fell, a thunder suddenly sounded and soaring in the sky. Then a bolt of lightning struck towards the fast-swimming frog. Ludicolo can block Claire Dragonite's attack for Frogger, but it can never block his Dragonite attack. Boom! There were two thunder blasts. Two Dragonite thunderbolts struck Ludicolo's protection together, and another one struck the fast-swimming frog. Failed it instantly. Damn it! Come back, Frog! Seeing that his fast-swimming frog was losing the battle, the trainer of the fast-swimming frog reluctantly took it back. I originally wanted to take advantage of the rainy weather to take advantage of the speed of Ludicolo and Frog. Unexpectedly, stealing the chicken will end up losing the rice. Ignore that the Pokemon on the opposite side is Dragonite, which can learn moves like Thunder and Lightning in rainy weather. The Thunder and Lightning move is also a sure hit. My next Pokemon is you. Go. Toxicroak. Frogs trainer took out another Pokeball from his trainer's belt and released it. This is his second elite level Pokemon, poison type plus fighting type Toxicroak. Most of his Pokemon are water type, but now that the rain has not stopped, the risk of using water type Pokemon is too great. He can only use Toxicroak, which he is not very good at, and wait until the rainy day disappears before using the Pokemon he is good at. Claire, Yulong. Xian shouted towards Claire. Clear. Claire nodded and immediately understood what Xian meant. Quickly attack Toxicroak with lightning. Claire immediately commanded Dragonite to use lightning to attack the poison bone frog again. Boom! There was a thunder, and another bolt of lightning fell from soaring in the sky and struck towards Toxicroak. Damn it! Are you going to do this to me, Toxicroak? Use Dig to avoid it. Toxicroak's trainer was so frightened that he quickly ordered Toxicroak to use Dig to avoid the thunder and lightning. After Toxicroak received the order from his training, he immediately used Dig to drill into the ground. Dodged Dragonite's attack, but he just dodged Claire Dragonite's attack. Yulong Xian on the side saw Toxicroak drilling into the ground, but he would not hold back. Dragonite, use Earthquake, everything the other party did was just as he thought. It was a rainy day, and he wanted to avoid lightning attacks. Either use moves similar to protection, or go underground. No matter which one, it is impossible to dodge under the concentrated fire of two Dragonites. Ouch! Yulong Xian's Dragonite descended from soaring in the sky and landed on the ground. Prepare to use Earthquake to attack Toxicroak. Get out of here, Toxicroak. At this time Toxicroak's trainer was almost crying. The reason why Dragonite is strong is not only its super high species strength, but also its striking area. There are basically no weaknesses to speak of. Don't talk about ice or fairy types. Restraining Dragonite in front of Dragonite's attack surface, the ice and fairy types are simply not enough. Ludicolo uses the freezing ray now. Just then Ludicolo's trainer directed Ludicolo to attack. He wants to attack Dragonite while Dragonite uses Earthquake's Kung Fu Palulu. A beam of extremely cold light shot out from Ludicolo's mouth. Dragon breath. However, at this moment, a scorching dragon breath descended from soaring in the sky, accurately spraying the freezing light together. Help Xian intercepted Ludicolo's attack. Boom. At the same time, Xian's Dragonite earthquake has been released. The entire training ground and surrounding areas began to tremble violently, and people around began to sway from side to side and stand unsteadily. Soon a deep crack appeared in the ground. The shock went away just as quickly as it came. After waiting for the vibration to stop, Toxicroak's eyes turned into mosquito repellent incense and he lost the ability to fight. Dragonite, Dragon Rush. However, Xian's attack did not end with this. The earthquake just now made Ludicolo a little dizzy. He wanted to take advantage of Ludicolo's dizziness to attack Ludicolo and defeat Ludicolo. Ouch! Dragonite roared, shaking the two small wings on its back, and a huge Dragonite shadow appeared behind it and swooped towards Ludicolo. Bang! A sound. Wow! Ludicolo was directly hit by Dragonite against the barbed wire fence of the training ground. His eyes became mosquito repellent and he lost the ability to fight. At the same time, the rain and soaring in the sky began to slowly stop. Oh, now the maintenance costs will increase a lot. Looking at the destroyed training ground, Feng Yi felt a little distressed. The training grounds of the Education Bureau are usually used by their employees. It hasn't been damaged in a long time today. Good guys, an earthquake. This place is basically destroyed, and it has to be rebuilt. 3. Pokémon from Evergreen Academy have lost their combat effectiveness. The gap is a bit big. After all, we are facing Dragonite, but praying for rain at the beginning was too stupid. That's true, and the two people from Evergreen College work very well together. People around were talking about it. I thought that the teacher from Zion College could not only crush him, but at least be evenly matched. But after praying for rain, Evergreen Academy took the opportunity to directly kill 3 of their Pokémon, and these 2 Dragonites basically suffered no losses. Even Hui's gloomy expression was a little scary. I wonder if Dragonite has a wide range of attacks. How could these 2 people make such a stupid mistake? The rain has stopped. It's time for us to fight back. Seeing the rainy weather stop, Toxicroak's trainer just now looked happy without the rain. His water Pokémon can avoid the opponent's thunder. Don't worry about being instantly killed by thunder. Go, Walrein, let's get on Glalie. The 2 then released their third and second Pokémon with the red light of 2 Pokéballs flashing. A Walrein and Glalie appeared on the dilapidated battlefield. Both of these Pokémon are Ice-type and have attributes that defeat the Dragon-type. They want to take an attribute advantage. Glalie uses Hail. Glalie's trainer took the lead in commanding his Pokémon to release Hail, change the weather, and use Hail to consume the opponent's Pokémon's physical strength. As the commanding voice of Glalie's trainer fell, Hail, which was as big as a fingernail, began to fall slowly. Although Dragonite has been affected to some extent, Dragonite is rough-skinned and thick-skinned, and these Hail just make them feel unsuitable. But the people watching around were miserable. First it rained, then Hail. They all retreated back to escape Hail's landing range, or released Pokémon that could cover themselves. It was more convenient for Kong Xian and others. Sabrina directly released Confusion, forming a barrier to protect Kong Xian. Damn it, Psychic, this woman is worth over 10,000. I'm so impressed. Psychic and the power of Dragon Control are the 2 most extraordinary abilities in this world. Wrong, now it's the big 3. There is also the power of the Wave Guide mastered by Song Xian, who fought against Lord Kinglu before 577. Looking at the confusion barrier around Kong Xian and others, the people around them were envious. Who doesn't want to have extraordinary power? But there's nothing I can do about envy. They don't have this talent. You can only continue to watch the match on the battlefield. Isn't it too naive to think of using ice to deal with us? Dragonite, use Pray for Rain. Touching the hail that fell into his hand, Yulong Qian howled loudly and commanded his Dragonite to use Pray for Rain. Suddenly, it started to rain heavily at the training ground, directly covering Glalie's hail weather. Use Thunder. Claire followed closely and commanded her Dragonite to release Thunder attack again. Boom. A thunder sounded, and lightning as thin as a bucket fell accurately on Dianhe's head. Defeated Walrein. Directly seeing this scene, Walrein's trainer's mentality almost jumped. He no longer uses Prayer for Rain, but the other party releases Prayer for Rain and he keeps fucking him. Come back, Walrein. Walrein's trainer reluctantly put away his Pokémon, set his sights on Hui, and asked Hui for help. His remaining Pokémon are all water-type Pokémon, and as long as Dragonite is present, he can't play with them. You two get up, Hui. motioned to the other two elite trainers around him to come on and replace them if they continue to give it away for free. They have no chance of winning. Half an hour later, the scene was silent although Hu Yi changed two trainers to fight Yulong Qian and Yulong Chun, but the result still hasn't changed. Yulong Qian and Yulong Chun had a perfect tacit understanding, almost crushing each other as of now. Dragonite is just a little tired and panting heavily, and all their Pokemon lost their combat effectiveness. These two Dragonites are like a solid line of defense that they cannot break through. There is no need to watch this game. There is no way Kong Xian can lose. 4 people fought 16 elite level Pokemon and never defeated 2 Dragonites. Period. Chapter 111. Do you think this Delibird is cute? Principal, what should we do now? Seeing the defeat of the other 2 teachers in their school, the 2 teachers from Xian College who had just been replaced were worried he has been knocked out of the shadows and never wants to see Dragonite again. How could there be such a disgusting Pokemon in this world? It was obviously a dragon type, but the entire battle used moves from other types. Can you deal with that old man? Hu Yi set his sights on the old man sitting in the wheelchair. He has already seen that there is no way they can deal with these 2 Dragonites. Even if it's solved, the opponent still has other Pokemon. If you want to win, you have to find another way, and this old man in a wheelchair was his target. He is short in stature and sits in a wheelchair. At first glance, he is not a strong man, although the methods are a bit despicable. As long as you can win, you can do whatever you want. No problem, just leave it to me, Principal. Seeing Pryce in a wheelchair, the trainer's confidence doubled and he agreed without any hesitation. If you can't beat Dragonite, how can you beat this disabled old man? Is there anyone else among you? If not, can you declare that our Evergreen College has won? Seeing that no one was moving forward, Yulong Qian reminded Feng Yi, that's right, since no one comes forward, Evergreen College wins this battle. According to your previous agreement, the admission score of Evergreen College will be based on the highest grade. After hearing Yulong Qian's reminder, Feng Yi immediately woke up and announced that Evergreen College had won. After this battle, he also learned something about the trainers in this world. Wait a moment, Director. Feng is too hasty to announce the results of the competition like this. There are still 2 teacher Pokemon in our school that have not lost their fighting ability. At this moment, Hu Yi stood up with a walking stick and stopped him. Old guy, if anyone refuses to obey, let him come out. Don't hide behind him. After hearing Hu Yi's objection, Claire yelled at Hu Yi, he's not very capable and has a lot of shit. Yes, Principal Hu, if the teachers from your school still want to play, then hurry up and don't waste everyone's time. Feng Yi echoed from the side. Now he no longer has the worries he had before. Principal Kong's teachers in his school are 2 strong. Teachers from other schools are not rivals from their schools at all. Of course we will give it a try. You just want to compete with this old man. Hu Yi walked forward, pointed at Pryce and said to Kong Xian, wow. After hearing Hu Yi's words, people around started talking. Xian College is becoming more and more in decline, and it wants to bully an old man. Hey, although I feel unhappy with Kong Xian, I won't bully an old man. This old guy Hu Yi is getting more and more shameless as he gets older. In order to win, he even let his teacher bully an old man. Hu Yi seemed not to hear the discussion around him. Winning or losing this game has no impact on them, but it has a significant impact on their Evergreen Academy. If Kong Xian wins, Evergreen College's admission score will be at the highest level. It won't have much impact on others, but it will definitely have a major impact on Xian College. Their students' resources will also be divided up by Evergreen College. These people are just standing and talking without pain in their backs. If their interests are involved, see if they are more shameless than you. Everyone on Kong Xian's side looked at Hu Yi like a fool. Is this person crazy? Going to challenge Pryce? Ahem, are you sure? Kong Xian coughed twice and confirmed to Hu Yi, this person shouldn't think that Pryce is easy to bully and thinks Pryce is weak. What? Maybe Principal Kong is afraid. Hu Yi thought that Kong Xian didn't expect that he was so shameless, and he started to get scared. Haha, you are seeking death yourself, so don't blame me for being ruthless. Pryce, this competition is on you. Kong Xian asked Pryce for help. If he chooses someone like Melissa, Hoyan, or Winona, there may be a chance of winning, but it's hard to choose anyone, so I chose Pryce. He seems to be the weakest person, but he is actually the most terrifying person. In this case, let's leave the final scene to 2. Pryce pushed the wheelchair forward slowly. Is he crazy? He wants to challenge Pryce. Looking at Pryce's back, Sabrina asked Kong Xian in a low voice. She had experienced Pryce's terror. Who knows? He wants to die, but he can't stop him. Kong Xian smiled slightly, spread his hands and replied, it's not good to pick anyone, pick the strongest one. Isn't this turning on the light in the toilet to seek death? I am Gu Liu, a teacher at Evergreen Academy, who is good at using ice-type Pokémon. The Pokémon I'm using for this game is Delibird. Gu Liu introduced himself in a formal manner, then took out Delibird's Pokéball from the wheelchair and released it with the Pokéball's red light flashing. A Delibird carrying a bag appeared in front of Pryce. Ha! It turned out to be Delibird. There are still people using this Pokémon these days. I didn't expect that. I would bet on the right thing. This Delibird and this old man are a perfect match. They both look very happy. Watch Pryce release Delibird and listen to Pryce introduce himself. Many people around him laughed sarcastically. There are still people using such rubbish Pokémon as Delibird. Even Huiyu looked happy, thinking that he had picked on Kong Xian's weakness. No matter how strong a Delibird is, how strong can it be? Humph, old man, listen up. Standing in front of you is Yang, an elite trainer from Zion Pokémon Academy. Remember my name, Yang. Power Trip walked to the dilapidated battlefield and introduced himself. He can't beat Dragonite, and he can't beat a junk Pokémon like Delibird. He vented all the frustration he had suffered from Dragonite on the old man. Go, my mate, Yang showed a cruel smile and released his fourth Pokémon with a flash of red light from the Pokéball. Shenjin of the 10th Song Dynasty appeared on the playing field. Young people are really hot-tempered. How about I give you 3 moves? Faced with Yang's ridicule, Pryce didn't show any anger at all. He will use his strength to tell the other party the gap between him and himself instead. Scream here, wow. As soon as Pryce finished speaking, the people around him instantly became excited. Damn. Are all the people in Evergreen College so crazy? How dare a Delibird give the opponent 3 moves? Eat melon, sit back and wait for a slap in the face. If the Pokémon Gu Liu uses is another Pokémon, combine the previous performances of Sabrina, Uriu Kain and Uriu Chun, they might still believe that Liu Kuang was capable. But even if a Delibird kills them, I don't believe how strong it is. He also gave the opponent 3 moves. So it would be good if he didn't get defeated by 3 moves. Old guy, go to hell. Cloister, use freezing ray. Yang was completely angered, roared at Gu Liu, and immediately ordered Cloister to attack Delibird even if he was brutally tortured by Dragonite. Now a crippled old man dared to laugh at him as Yang's command voice fell. A beam of extremely cold freezing light quickly shot towards Delibird facing Cloister's Delibird. Pryce didn't give any instructions in this way. Delibird is directly connected to Cloister's freezing light. Ha! The old guy must be scared out of his wits, seeing that Pryce and Delibird didn't react at all. Yang laughed wildly, thought Pryce was stunned, but what happened next made him unable to laugh at all. I saw Cloister's freezing light hitting Delibird accurately, freezing Delibird inside. Hey, the price of arrogance. I thought it was so awesome. This is it. At this level, I asked others to take 3 moves, but they were already killed. It's over. Principal Kong is leaving our city of Suzhou and Hangzhou. Principal Kong has won so many games, but someone still found a weakness. Seeing Delibird being frozen, everyone thought the game was lost. Ha! Old man, don't you want me to do 3 moves now? You give in. Yang, who felt that he had a chance to win, smiled even more arrogantly. I gave myself 3 moves, and now I'm frozen in it by my Cloister. It turns out that being slapped in the face feels so good. Crack at this moment, the soldiers used to freeze Delibird began to make a squeaking sound, and cracks appeared on the ice. Bang! A sound. Delibird broke free from Cloister's ice, causing ice shards to splash everywhere, but Delibird still looked cute and didn't seem to be hurt in any way. Break, free. Everyone's jaw dropped when they saw the completely undamaged Delibird. No one expected that a Delibird would break free from the ice. How is this possible? Yang's eyes widened with disbelief on his face. He knew how strong his Cloister's attack, Kaianos, was. Now there is no harm done to this Delibird. My little friend, I have 1 move, and I have 2 more moves. Pryce smiled slightly. An attack of this magnitude cannot harm Delibird at all. Hateful. Cloister uses Hydro Pump. Yang, who did not believe in evil, once again directed Cloister to attack. A powerful Hydro Pump erupts from Cloister. Boom. A sound. Wow. The hydro pump hit Delibird accurately, knocking Delibird from where it was to the barbed wire fence behind the training ground. Gang was directly rushed out of a big hole. He should have lost his ability to fight this time. Die? Yang gasped and stared straight ahead. The freezing beam just now was of no use to Delibird. Now he is using the water-type ultimate move Hydro Pump. I don't believe he is still safe. How is this possible? At this moment, Yang showed fear in his eyes and kept stepping back. It was as if he had seen something that frightened him. Follow Yang's gaze. Delibird stood up from the ground, shook off the water drops on his body, and ran back to the training ground. He continued to tilt his head and looked at Yang curiously. But just like this cute appearance, in Yang's eyes, he is like the devil. Normal Xian. Neither the freezing rain nor the hydro pump caused any damage to the opponent. Period. Chapter 112, Acquisition of Ivy College. Holy shit, is this Delibird? It took a freezing beam, and then resisted a hydro pump, and it turned out to be nothing. It's so fake. I've never seen such an outrageous Delibird. I'm a good boy. No wonder I dare to tell the opponent 3 moves. If I had this strength, I would dare to say it. Cloyster is an elite level Pokemon. How high must the level of this Delibird be so that an elite level Pokemon cannot cause damage? It's scary to think about it. No wonder Principal Kong dares to say such arrogant words. Where did he recruit teachers like him? This was Pryce's first time in public, and everyone was frightened by this Delibird. An elite level Pokemon actually released 2 moves in a row without causing any damage to him. As expected of someone who has stepped into that realm, his strength is really disappointing. I hope the principal will summon Lance as soon as possible. Looking at Delibird's performance, Yulong Qian was extremely shocked. This kind of strength is simply disappointing. Qian just hoped that Kong Xian would summon Lance. Only Lance in their Yulong family has the talent to advance to that level. Little friend, you have one more chance. Pryce continued to remind Yang, if I tell you 3 moves, I will give you 3 moves. No need. Evergreen College will admit defeat in this game. At this moment, Hui walked forward with a strange stick and announced that they were surrendering. He has already seen that Kong Xian is not arrogant, but really has the strength to prevent them from winning a game. The previous Alakazam and Dragonite are relatively easy to say. At least there is room for resistance, and this Delibird actually gave him an invincible feeling. It felt like no matter what they did, they couldn't defeat this Delibird. Faced with such a strong man, he had no choice but to admit defeat. Since Principal Hu has admitted defeat, according to the bet, the admission score of Evergreen College will be set at the highest standard in Suzhou and Hangzhou. Other schools will go down 1 level 1 by 1. You have no problem, right? Seeing Hui admit defeat, Feng Yi came out and announced to everyone the results of this competition and the admission score of the Evergreen Pokemon Academy. He originally just asked Kong Xian to get 600 points. Unexpectedly, Kong Xian was so fierce and directly won the highest score in their Suhang City compared with Zion College. No comment, no comment. Everyone expressed no opinion. They really admire the strength of Evergreen College. Teachers from these multiple schools are not from the same college. Since there are no problems, please go to the conference room. Seeing that no one objected, Feng Yi invited everyone to the conference room to discuss how to deal with Ivy College. Wait a minute, Director Feng, I have a few words to say to the teacher from Evergreen College. At this moment, Hui from Zion College stood up again and interrupted. Hui walked up to Kong Xian, ignored Kong Xian, and said to the people behind Kong Xian, I wonder if you are willing to come and work at Zion College. As long as you are willing to come, Hui can give you double the amount that Principal Kong will give you. Hui asked Pryce and others, preparing to dig into Kong Xian's corner. The foundation of a month is teacher. As long as we recruit these people, we will still have the position of the #1 Pokemon Academy in Suzhou and Hangzhou. Kong Xian offered me a salary of 5 million a month. Do you want to give me 10 million when I go to your place? Erica rolled her eyes and asked playfully, fuck. 5 million a month, is that a lie? Erica's words instantly shocked Bei. Everyone's draws. The high salary of 500 a month is unprecedented in the Yanhuang region. There has never been a Pokemon teacher with a salary as high as 5 million. Could it be that your excellency is trying to entertain me? Hui asked slightly angrily. A person earns 5 million a month. How much does a moonlight salary make for these people? Which school can afford such a huge salary? TCH, if you can't afford it, just say so. Hearing the other party's rejection, Erica curled her lips and said she just wanted to entertain the other party, but even if the other party could afford it, she wouldn't be able to go seeing Erica's appearance. Kong Xian shook his head helplessly. She is obviously the same age as him, but still as lively as a little girl. He remembers that Erica's character is not like this at the beginning. There were 8 main gyms in the Kanto region, and 5 of them were from Team Rocket. The other 2 are Xiagang and Misty, who haven't grown up yet, and Erica took up the banner of the Kanto region and led everyone to fight against the Rockets. It can be said that she is a very independent woman. Unexpectedly, after coming to this world, my normal nature seemed to be liberated. Evergreen Academy sincerely invites everyone to join us. Senior trainers will receive 200,000 Alliance coins per month, elite trainers will receive 500,000 Alliance coins per month, and elite trainers will receive a salary of 5 million per month. Then, Kong Xian shouted to the people around him. If Hui hadn't mentioned it, he would have forgotten about it. The teachers from their Evergreen Academy are not rich at the moment, so it just so happens that all the teachers from the Pokémon Academy are here. He couldn't believe that no one was interested in this Pryce. Shut up. Kong Xian, shut up. Don't listen to him. He's just bragging. Doesn't Director Feng have a meeting? Let's leave quickly. Hearing Kong Xian's voice, many principals panicked. The people here today are all gold medal lecturers from their school. I couldn't beat Kong Xian in the first place. If he was poached, would my school still have a purpose? Please, everyone. Feng Yi just laughed at this and continued to invite everyone to participate in this meeting. He neither supports nor supports Kong Xian's poaching. The reason for supporting Kong Xian is that the high price of Kong Xian will increase the salary of the teachers' industry in Suzhou and Hangzhou, which is of no harm to those teachers. The foundation of education is these teachers. The increase in teachers' salaries will also attract outstanding teachers from other regions, thereby improving their education level in Suzhou and Hangzhou. The objection is that when all outstanding teachers are concentrated in one school, the education system in Suzhou and Hangzhou will inevitably collapse. After all, the enrollment of Evergreen College is limited and cannot satisfy such a huge student source. This is what he doesn't want to see. It doesn't matter if he poaches a few people. If there is a large-scale poaching of excellent teachers at high prices, he will take the initiative to talk to Kong Xian. Soon everyone followed Feng Yi and returned to the conference room again. Unlike before, some changes have taken place in the seats. This time the original position held by Hu Yu is replaced by Kong Xian. If this meeting didn't involve Pokemon ability, Hu Yi, who lost the competition, wouldn't want to participate. Everyone is here. Let's start today's meeting. Seeing that everyone was in place, Maya was ready to start today's meeting. Director Feng, why hasn't Zhuang Wenwen from Ivy College arrived yet? At this moment, someone suddenly discovered that Zhuang Wenwen, Kong Xian's mortal enemy, did not come. Yes, what time is it? Why hasn't Zhuang Wenwen arrived yet? He was the most active in meetings before. When they heard someone mention Zhuang Wenwen, everyone realized that Zhuang Wenwen hadn't come yet. Hey, Zhuang Wenwen won't come. Feng Yi sighed. Won't come? What does this mean? Everyone was confused about the explanation. Even Kong Xian pretended to be full of doubts and didn't know what Feng Yi would say. I originally wanted to wait until later. Since you mentioned it, I'll tell you. Feng Yi sighed. Originally, he wanted to talk about asking Kong Xian to train them in Pokemon ability first, but since someone mentioned it, let's talk about it first. Feng Yi began to explain to everyone. Zhuang Wenwen colluded with members of the Dark Association and was killed by the Dark Association. Wow, Zhuang Wenwen actually colluded with the Dark Association. As soon as Feng Yi's voice fell, the whole conference room started to boil. Everyone was shocked. They are no strangers to the evil organization known as the Dark Association. Every year they educate students about the dangers of the Dark Association. Unexpectedly, some of them would collude with the Dark Association. At this moment, everyone seemed to understand what the main purpose of this meeting was. All this is Zhuang Wenwen's fault. Let's discuss the arrangements for the students and teachers of Ivy College first. Feng Yi interrupted everyone's discussion and asked everyone to come up with a solution as soon as possible. What troubled him was not Zhuang Wenwen's death, but the arrangements of the students and teacher of Ivy College. I feel that since Zhuang Wenwen is dead, there is no need for Kuo Academy to exist. 3-year students will be given a graduation certificate directly to complete their studies. Other students and teachers are assigned to different colleges based on region. Soon, someone came up with a suggestion. It is up to all their schools to take on these teachers and students. Seconded. I think this is a solution. Each of us should bear a part. Agree. Many Principals agreed to the plan just proposed. Each of us bears a part, but not much. Kong Xian, what do you think? Fing Yi asked Kong Xian and wanted to hear Kong Xian's opinion. I have no objection. The method just now is very good, but there is one thing I want to say. Everyone should know that many of the teachers in Ivy College are from Evergreen College. I can accept students and some teachers divided by geography, but I cannot accept these people who have betrayed our Evergreen College. Kong Xian said slowly. He is a person who holds grudges. He doesn't blame him for betraying him for profit. After all, people go to higher places just like he just offered a high price to poach teachers from other schools. The nature is the same, but since you left, don't come back. Well, I will consider this matter carefully. Is there anything else? Fing Yi nodded and said that he had heard a little bit about Kong Xian and Zhuang Wenwen. He also said he understood Kong Xian's conditions. One more thing, Ivy College has been removed. I want to spend 1 billion to acquire Ivy College and use it to expand our Evergreen College. Kong Xian continued to speak to Feng Yi directly. Use Alliance's high price of 1 billion to purchase the right to use the Ivy College land. Ouch, principal. Kong is so creative. If other principals have no objections, I agree to this matter. Feng Yi glanced at everyone and asked, 1 billion Alliance coins is no longer a small amount. If there is no higher price, he can make the decision. Period. Chapter 113, Traces of Articuno. Chirp. A bird chirping echoed through the sky. I saw a crystal-clear bird-shaped Pokémon flapping its wings and soaring in the sky. So beautiful. I've never seen such a beautiful Pokémon. Looking at the mysterious Pokémon soaring in the sky, Professor Zhang Yang sighed. After searching for so long, I finally found this mysterious Pokémon in Antarctica. He can guarantee that this is the most beautiful Pokémon he has ever seen. None of them. Everyone, keep up the pace and follow up. I saw this mysterious Pokémon flapping its wings and flying away into the distance. Professor Zhang Yang immediately called to the people around him to follow him. Isn't it that I have traveled thousands of miles to Antarctica just to investigate this mysterious Pokémon? He wanted to know more about this Pokémon. Yes, Professor, we'll catch up with the ice bear. When people around him heard this, they all commanded the Pokémon to catch up. No comment, no comment. Many principals have no objections to Kong Xian's investment of 1 billion to acquire Ivy League College. They just want students and teachers from Ivy League colleges for Ivy College. It is right opposite Evergreen College. Who dares to rob it? Besides, Kong Xian's bids are also quite high. 1 billion Alliance coins is definitely a high price. Since everyone has no objections, this is the decision regarding the arrangements for Ivy League College. I will make an announcement about Ivy League College later. Seeing that the matter at Ivy College was resolved, Feng Yi breathed a sigh of relief. The most important thing today is solved, and the rest will be easy to handle. Then continue with the second meeting. Before we begin, please give applause to President Kong of Evergreen College. It was Principal Kong who gave Pokémon ability to Alliance for free, which allowed us to start a new generation of Pokémon. Feng Yi was the first to stand up and take the lead in applauding. He admires Kong Xian from the bottom of his heart. Kong Xian contributed so much to Pokémon ability without reservation and free live broadcast explanation. As Kong Xian said in an interview with Bingbing, he is an educator. After paying off his debts, the only thing left is to contribute to the education of Yanhuang region. This is the attitude that an educator and a principal should have. A large part of the reason why he admires Evergreen College so much is Kong Xian's attitude towards education. Crash. Many principals stood up and applauded. I have to say that they also admire Kong Xian very much for this. They asked themselves that they couldn't hand over a piece of knowledge that could advance trainers around the world to the Pokémon Alliance for free. At least you have to find some benefits from Pokémon Alliance. I believe everyone knows that Pokémon Alliance attaches great importance to Pokémon ability. This time I'm calling everyone here, in addition to discussing matters about the School of Gastroenterology. Also, I would like to ask Principal Kong to provide teachers in all schools with training on Pokémon ability in advance. I don't know what Principal Confucius wants, Feng Yi said slowly. Pokémon ability was proposed by Kong Xian, and no one in this world knows Pokémon ability better than him. This is their advantage in Suzhou and Hangzhou, so there is no need to let it go. Of course there is no problem. We at Evergreen College happen to have no teachers right now. Principals can send teachers you trust. Let's discuss a time together to come to our Evergreen College for training and study. Kong Xian agreed without hesitation. He happened to take advantage of this opportunity to provide training to the teachers he recruited. There's something wrong with Evergreen College. Different opinions quickly emerged. They are afraid. I am afraid that these teachers will not be able to come back after entering Evergreen College. After all, many of their teachers were moved by the price Kong Xian just offered. Can I come back if I enter Evergreen College? At that time, I still don't know who they were trained for. If you are afraid that your school teacher will be poached by Kong Xian, I guarantee you that as many of you as you go, you will come back. Hearing the rebuttal, Feng Yi immediately understood the concerns of these people. Offered to vouch for them. The purpose of training is to ensure that all learning has content that the teacher can teach about Pokemon ability. It's impossible to let Kong Xian poach them all. With Director Feng's words, we can feel relieved. After hearing Feng Yi's guarantee, many principals agreed to the matter. This matter has been settled like this. I will form a group later and you can discuss a suitable time for training. That's all for today's meeting. If you don't have anything else to do, please leave. Feng Yi announced the end of the meeting. He himself didn't expect that today's meeting would go so smoothly except for the scoreline of Evergreen College. The other two things were resolved so smoothly. Principal Kong, wait a moment. Just when Kong Xian was about to leave, Feng Yi called out to Kong Xian in time. Kong Xian looked at Feng Yi suspiciously, wondering what else Feng Yi wanted to see him for. We went to eat first and chatted while eating. Feng Yi patted Kong Xian's shoulder, led the way, and invited Kong Xian to have dinner together. He did have something to discuss with Kong Xian in the canteen of the Suhang Municipal Education Bureau. Kong Xian and Feng Yi sat opposite each other at the dining table. Kong Xian, what do you think of the education system in our Yanhuang region? At the dinner table, Feng Yi asked Kong Xian. I would like to hear Kong Xian's views on education in their Yanhuang region. You really want to talk? Kong Xian took a mouthful of rice and looked up and asked, well, just say whatever you want, don't worry. Feng Yi nodded and asked Kong Xian to say what he had to say. Okay, then I will tell you my views on Wang region education. First point, you can legally own your first Pokemon at the age of 14. I think this is too long. You can definitely have your first Pokemon 2 years early, at the age of 12. Kong Xian slowly said his first opinion. Whether it's an anime or a comic special, the trainer is always 10 years old when he travels in this world. It is only legal to own your first Pokemon when you are 14 years old. The intervening 4 years were all wasted considering the population base of Yanhuang region. Kong Xian believes that 12 years old is the best age. Too early and it is easy for ignorant trainers to cause criminal behavior. Too late and it will waste their time. 12 years old isn't there going to be a problem so early? Feng Yi frowned. The international legal age for owning Pokemon is 14, and the purpose is that trainers at 14 are basically mentally mature with corresponding education. A large number of trainer crimes can be reduced and their Yanhuang region has always abided by this rules and regulations. You can refer to the beautiful region. From when Pokemon came to this world, thermal weapons failed. The totem status of the beautiful region has fallen from the altar. The 14 states are in chaos and doing their own thing. It can be said that the beautiful region exists in name only, as for them who advocate freedom, no one abides by this system. They can have Pokemon whenever they want. Vicious incidents of Pokemon attacking people often occur, and most of them are ignorant children. Please give me flowers. Yanhuang region's compliance with the system is based on the lessons learned from beautiful region, and it follows international rules and regulations to maintain domestic order. Otherwise, with their status as Yanhuang region totem, they can completely ignore these international rules and regulations. As far as I know, children from wealthy families start getting contact lenses when they are young, and basically get their first Pokemon when they are around 10 years old. By the time they are 14, their starting point will be much higher than that of their peers. Only by lowering the legal age for Pokemon ownership can we narrow the gap between rich and poor. Let more trainers have access to more social resources. Other than that, I don't think it makes any difference to the safety of society to have a Pokemon at 12 versus 14. Kong Xian slowly talked about this highlights the legal age for owning your first Pokemon is 14, but this is just a rule for civilians. The rich are not affected at all. Not only have they been exposed to Pokemon since they were young, but they will also get their first Pokemon and start cultivating it very early. You can go to other schools to see those so-called geniuses. 90% of them come from wealthy families. Their genius is just that they came into contact with Pokemon earlier than ordinary people. 0 The remaining people are the real geniuses. I We'll consider this matter carefully, Feng Yi nodded. What Kong Xian said is true, the harm is not visible yet, but over time, the rich will have more resources. It is more difficult for civilian trainers to have a chance to turn over. He really had to consider this matter carefully, not to mention letting civilian trainers surpass the rich, at least close the gap between them. If Director Feng thinks it through, our Evergreen College is willing to be the first experimental school. Kong Xian then continued, I have to say that Feng Yi is indeed a good director. He wholeheartedly works hard for education in Suzhou and Hangzhou. Suhang City is really lucky to have a director like Feng Yi. Okay, if the higher-ups agree, I will recommend Evergreen College. Feng Yi nodded and said, Kong Xian's proposal has not been proposed in the Yanhuang region so far. This matter is not something he can decide on. He needs to report it to Alliance to see what Alliance wants. Besides this, does Principal Kong have anything else besides this? Feng Yi continued to ask. Abolish the Pokemon hierarchy. Pokemon does have strengths and weaknesses, but Pokemon is a very magical creature that can often create miracles. Even an entry-level Pokemon can defeat an elite level or even a champion-level Pokemon under certain conditions. Kong Xian made the same suggestion as King Lu. Trainers can level up, but the Pokemon leveling system is really bad. Wall-mounted Akin's newly hatched GP kicked Arceus over. How is this possible? Feng Yi looked at Kong Xian with wide eyes. It was the first time he heard such remarks. Entry-level Pokemon can defeat elite-level Pokemon? Nothing is impossible, because they themselves are synonymous with miracles. After finishing his meal, Kong Xian stood up and stretched his waist and sighed. Both ash, red and green using the weak to defeat the strong. They did not know that they had done too much. No matter what strong players they face, they always believe in the Pokemon in their hands. As long as you believe in your partners, miracles often happen. I will convey Principal Kong's wishes to Alliance. Seeing that Kong Xian didn't want to make a joke, Feng Yi nodded solemnly. Chapter 114, Pokemon comes again. Director Feng, if there is nothing else, I will leave first. After lunch, Kong Xian prepared to say goodbye to Feng Yi. Everything at Evergreen College has come to an end. All that's left is to wait for the new students to start school. Okay, I benefited a lot from chatting with Principal Kong today. I will report Principal Kong's suggestion to Alliance truthfully. Before Kong Xian left, Feng Yi shook hands with Kong Xian to say goodbye. Kong Xian gave him a lot of advice in addition to lowering the age for legal Pokemon ownership and eliminating the level system. Kong Xian proposed practical activities. Do not let students just study in school for 1 month or half a month. The school will organize a challenge to the local gym, or go to some local forests for practical activities. These are what I should do, Director Feng. You're welcome. Kong Xian smiled slightly after bidding farewell to Feng Yi. He returned to school. There's still more than a month left before the new semester starts. He must take advantage of this period of time to improve his strength. Erica, why are you here? As soon as he left the Education Bureau gate, Kong Xian saw Erica waiting for him at the Education Bureau gate. Wait for you. Seeing Kong Xian come out, Erica rushed to greet him. Where are the others? Are you the only one? Kong Xian looked at the people around 813 and saw no one else. I asked them all to go back first. Erica walked up to Kong Xian and naturally took Xian's arm. She pushed the others away just to be alone with Kong Xian for a while. Then, let's go back too. Kong Xian smiled slightly, looked down at Erica and asked, no. Return. I've been here for so long, and you haven't taken me around here yet. Erica shook Kong Xian's shoulder charmingly. Let's go, young lady. Let's go to the West Lake. Kong Xian, who originally planned to go back to school to prepare for training, now can only go on a date with Erica. Kong Xian, do you think we are boyfriend and girlfriend? On the way to the West Lake, Erica asked Kong Jia shyly. Perhaps because the world is very peaceful, Kong Xian always gives him a sense of peace of mind. It seems that as long as Kong Xian is there is nothing that cannot be solved. This feeling makes her very dependent on Kong Xian, although she is now stronger than Kong Xian. What do you think? Kong Xian grabbed Erica's hand and raised it in front of the two of them unexpectedly. I also broke away from the singles team. There is nothing better than a relationship that comes naturally. Erica held Kong Xian's arm and rested her head on his shoulder, and they continued to walk forward. Keldia, we will come and play with you next time. Pikapi. After a short period of communication, Keldia has recognized Zhao Linger and Ash as two friends. Remember to come to me. Keldea also said goodbye to Ash and his party, then jumped down and sneaked into the palace again. I didn't expect to see Keldea here, right? Pikachu, seeing Keldea diving back into the lake, Ash asked Pikachu on his shoulder, Ash, have you met Keldea before? Zhao Linger asked curiously. He heard from Kong Xian that Keldea is a legendary Pokemon. I didn't expect Ash to have seen it before. Yes, not only Keldea, but also, Ash, Linger, look if those are the principal and Erica teacher. At this moment, Gary suddenly interrupted following the direction of the sound. I saw Kong Xian and Erica talking and laughing while playing in the West Lake. Wow, it's true, let's go there quickly. Seeing Kong Xian and Erica, Ash immediately wanted to go there with Pikachu stopped by Gary. That fool, can't you see the principal and Erica teacher are dating? Gary grabbed Ash and gave Ash a hard blow on the head. I don't know how this guy got a girlfriend. I forgot. After hearing Gary's explanation, Ash finally woke up and scratched his head in embarrassment. The two of them didn't notice at all that Zhao Linger was gnashing his teeth. He went out to have some fun, and Kong Xian fell in love with Erica. How careless. Professor Zhang, it's over there. At the same time, Professor Zhang Yang, who was thousands of miles away in Antarctica, finally caught up with this crystal clear bird Pokemon. I saw this Pokemon staying and soaring in the sky not far away, flapping its wings. The sound of birdsong keeps coming from soaring in the sky. Although I've seen it once, I still think this Pokemon is so beautiful when I see it again. Yeah, I've never seen such a beautiful Pokemon. I'm afraid even Melodic isn't as elegant as this Pokemon. Pokemon is such an amazing creature. Looking at the new Pokemon and soaring in the sky not far away, the researchers following Professor Zhang Yang all smiled. Their trip was not in vain. Xiaoxin, this time it's you, Professor Zhang Yang said to a female trainer beside him. Let her take this newly discovered Pokemon back. Don't worry, Professor, leave it to me. Let's go. Ice Bear, the trainer named Xiaoxin responded, directing his Ice Bear forward. He was ready to conquer this newly discovered Pokemon and take it back and study it. Xiaoxin's original name is Yizin, and she is an ice elite from the Yanhuang region and the North China region. In addition to protecting Professor Zhang Yang, this mission is also to assist Professor Zhang Yang in conquering this newly discovered Pokemon. After receiving the instructions from his trainer, the Ice Bear walked from the back to the front and roared at the new Pokemon. Chirpas. If hearing the Ice Bear's challenge, Articuno was seen hovering in the air, flapping its wings towards Professor Zhang and others. The biting cold wind mixed with ice and snow blew towards everyone. Ice Bear blocks it. Seeing this, Mars immediately commanded his Ice Bear to stand in front of everyone, blocking the biting cold wind. After receiving Martian's command, the Ice Bear immediately ran to Professor Zhang Yang and used his body to block the cold wind. Ice Bear used Aurora Beam, waiting for the wind and snow to clear. Firestar began to command the Ice Bear to attack this Pokemon. Accompanied by Hizin's command, an extremely cold, colorful beam of light shot out from the Ice Bear's mouth and shot towards the bird Pokemon in soaring in the sky. Chirp! A loud cry growl resounded through the sky. This bird Pokemon was seen hovering in the air like a dancer, easily dodging the Ice Bear's Aurora Beam. Immediately afterwards, another powerful blizzard attacked everyone. Ice Bear, stop it, go! Ice Bear, everyone hide behind the Ice Bears. Mars commanded his Ice Bear to resist this blizzard, and at the same time released another Ice Bear. Let everyone hide behind the Ice Field Bear. Let everyone hide behind the Ice Field Bear, to avoid suffering the aftermath of the battle. Roar! I saw the Ice Bear fighting Articuno. He crossed his arms, took a lunge, roared, and resisted the opponent's blizzard. Although Ice Bear is an Ice-type Pokemon, the blizzard released by this Pokemon is extremely cold. Even the Ice Bear could feel the cold air piercing his body, resisting blizzard with a face of pain. What the hell is this Pokemon? Even Ice Bears can feel pain. Seeing the painful Ice Bear, Hizin was extremely shocked. Her Ice Bear possesses championship level strength, and it's also an Ice-type. Ice Bear can easily resist the blizzard released by ordinary Pokemon, and the blizzard released by this Pokemon actually hurt the Ice Bear. Waiting for blizzard to disperse, another burst of bird song sounded, pulling Hizin from shock to reality. I saw the wings of this bird Pokemon glowing white, flying towards the Ice Bear. It was wing attack. Well done. The Ice Bear uses freezing punch to greet him. Seeing that the other party was so powerful, Mars was not only not afraid, but also a little excited. This was the first time she had seen such a powerful wild Pokemon. Moreover, the other party is an ice Pokemon. which fits her aesthetic very well. The ice bear immediately waved its fist with the power of frost and attacked Articuno. Bang! The two Pokemon collided. The powerful reaction force caused Ice Bear and Articuno to take a few steps back. It's amazing. I actually had a good fight with elite Pokemon? What kind of Pokemon is this? Fortunately, Mr. Elite came with us, watching the battle between Ice Bear and Articuno. The scientific researchers who followed felt extremely grateful. No one expected this newly discovered Pokemon to be so powerful. You can have a good fight with a working elite Pokemon? Take the Ice Bear down, and then use chopping attack. Articuno used wing attack again to hit the Ice Bear, but this time, Mars chose to let the Ice Bear resist, exchanging injuries for injuries. Chirp, roar, a bird call, and a bear roar echoed throughout the clearing. I saw the Ice Bear's back slightly bend, breathing heavily. The height of Articuno flying is not as high as before, and the frequency of flapping the wings of 4.1 has also slowed down a lot. It can be seen that both Pokemon's physical strength has been exhausted a lot. Ice Bear, charge forward, give it the final blow, and use chopping attack. Seeing that the opponent was running out of energy, Mars showed a victorious smile and commanded the Ice Bear to rush forward and finish off the Pokemon. However, at this moment, the earth suddenly trembled. They saw countless Pokemon living in Antarctica rushing towards them from behind Articuno. These Pokemon simply ignored Zhang Yang and others and continued to run backwards. From among them seems to be escaping from something. What happened? Everyone was confused by this sudden change. Don't know what happened. Boom! At this moment, a thunder exploded from soaring in the sky. Countless dark clouds gathered in their sky. It's like the end of the world. Normal. Chirp. Articuno, on the other hand, kept chirping and roaring towards the dark clouds. I saw a black hole appearing below the dark clouds. Then a seal emerged from the black hole. This is Pokemon arrival. Seeing this scene, Professor Zhang Yang's breathing became rapid and he shouted, after 300 years, Pokemon has come to the world again. P.S. I got stuck and just straightened out my thoughts. Chapter 115, Distress Signal from Antarctica. Black holes appeared one after another under the thunder clouds, and ice Pokemon emerged from the black holes one after another. Pokemon has arrived. It's Pokemon that has arrived. Seeing the scene in front of them, everyone's breathing began to quicken. This is delivered. Oh my god, there are also Pokemon eggs. I know this Pokemon egg belongs to Baby Seal. We might be able to crack the secret of Pokemon's arrival. We will be remembered by the world. A group of Pokemon scholars shouted excitedly at this moment. Rage's dragon roar came from the thunder clouds. A powerful pressure came from the clouds at the same time. Arceus began to fall from the Antarctic, soaring in the sky. Feeling the rage in the clouds, the Pokemon who had just arrived in this world seemed to sense something that frightened them and began to run away. At the same time, the Suhang Municipal Education Bureau and the Investigation Bureau jointly issued an announcement announcing Zhuang Wenwun's crimes and arrangements for the students and teachers of Ivy League College. As soon as the news came out, it shocked the whole country. The president of a university actually colluded with a dark association. Oh, I really didn't expect that a principal would collude with a dark association. After Mengsu graduates, are you going to go to a more advanced college to study, or are you going to travel? After learning the news, Li Mengsu's best friend asked him. The ones who will be least affected this time are the students who are about to graduate according to the arrangements of the Education Bureau. These students who are graduating this year will graduate normally. 14 others will be assigned to different schools based on region. I'm going to visit the North China War Zone. Li Mengsu was silent for a moment and said, after graduation, she plans to travel to the North China region. In fact, she has already received an admission notice from a higher education institution, but she still decided to travel and see the outside world. Isn't it because of Mr. Kinglu? Hearing Li Mengsu's answer, Li Mengsu's best friend said, a little surprised when communicating with Li Mengsu before. Li Mengsu told herself that she had received an admission letter from a higher level university. Unexpectedly, Li Mengsu would choose to give up now because of traveling in the North China War Zone. Combined with Li Mengsu's concern for Lord Kinglu during this period, she guessed that Li Mengsu went in the North China War Zone this time for Lord Kinglu. Yes, and no. Li Mengsu answered truthfully. She went in the North China War Zone mainly to improve her strength. The second purpose is to get Lord Kinglu's gym badge. There are still many graduates this year like Li Mengsu, and some of them choose to study at more advanced institutions. Others choose to travel. Only a very small part of them felt that they did not have the talent to be a trainer and chose to give up and switch to other professions. I'm assigned to Evergreen College. In the future, I can also brag to others that I am from the same school as Master King Lu and Teacher Gary, in Ivy College. A student who was assigned to Evergreen College shouted excitedly. Although Evergreen College is a college that has just been approved, but three genius-level figures, Lord King Lu, Gary, Teacher and Ash, came out one after another. These students can't help but yearn for Evergreen College, and covet himself can become like them. Damn, I'm so jealous. If I had known better, I would have asked my mother to buy a house here, and I would have been assigned to the great Tishu Academy. Another student assigned to Tishu Academy wailed. As we all know, Tishu College is the worst college in Suzhou and Hangzhou. Not only are the teaching facilities poor, but even the teaching level and resources of teachers are far behind other schools. What are you afraid of, brother? I would rather be a chicken head than a phoenix tail. With your strength, you won't be able to become a top student in Tishu Academy within minutes. A classmate comforted his good brother. Being assigned to Tishu Academy was really miserable. I thought so too, but I'm not the only one assigned to Tishu Academy. I still have to compete with other students in our school, and I can't even make this chicken head. Thinking of this, the student who was assigned to Tishu College felt even more uncomfortable. Ha, I've been assigned to Xian College. Please come and please me. There were sounds of excitement and whining coming from Ivy Academy. Students who were assigned to their favorite schools had a great time, while students who were assigned to a worse school began to think of ways to go to a better school. The better the school, the more corresponding resources, and the better the benefits. No one cares how their principal Zhuang Wenwen died. La la la. In the evening, a young man was humming a tune, carrying his hounder, and carrying his school bag, and was walking excitedly towards his home. His name is Pang Chang, and he is also a student of Ivy College, but he is relatively lucky. Although he was not assigned to a good college like Xian College, he was assigned to Evergreen College. Although Evergreen College is right across from their school, Evergreen College has been all the rage during this period. It made him yearn deeply for Evergreen College. I wonder if there is a teacher somewhere as strong as Lord King Lu. Curious about everything there. Mom, I'm back. Pang Chang opened the room excitedly and shouted into the room, preparing to tell his parents the good news. My son is back. Seeing her son back, Pang Chang's mother's sad face revealed a smile of relief. She and her father are ordinary workers with no skills, so they both work on the construction site, but their son is the pride of both of them. Successfully admitted to the Ivy League Academy and became a trainer. As long as he graduates step by step, he will definitely be more promising than the two of them in the future. But something unexpected happened. The principal of Ivy College actually colluded with members of the Dark Association and was killed. All students in Ivy League College will be assigned to different colleges according to their regions. When they learn that their son was assigned to Evergreen College, they immediately rush back from the construction site. Naturally, they are no strangers to Evergreen College, which is right opposite Ivy College. It was a college that was about to close down, but somehow it came back to life and passed the review. You can tell at a glance that this kind of college is a garbage college that cannot be any more garbage. Dad, Mom, what's wrong with you? Did Foreman Lee give you trouble again? I saw my parents looking worried and sighing. Pang Chang was not in the mood to share the joy with his parents. Kang Qian asked you if Foreman Lee was in trouble again. Foreman Lee, his parents' boss, was jealous because his son did not get into an ideal Pokémon Academy. He often makes trouble for his parents to get angry in order for him to complete his studies. His parents could only endure it at the construction site. He knows all this. This is why he works so hard in the academy. Foreman Lee, his son, has been assigned to Xian College. I don't know how happy he is now. Upon hearing this, Pang's mother became even more angry. Why was his son assigned to this rubbish Evergreen Academy? Foreman Lee's son was not as good as his own son, so he was assigned to Xian College. Thinking of Foreman Lee's arrogant look, Pang's mother became angry. Did it bother you? Why are you so unhappy? Hearing that Foreman Lee was not causing trouble for his parents, Pang Chang became even more confused. He didn't know what else could make his parents so unhappy. Son, don't worry, Dad will go to the Education Bureau tomorrow. Nothing can allow you to go to Evergreen College. At this moment, Father Pang suddenly stood up and said with determination, his son is the hope of the whole family, and he cannot let his son go to Evergreen College no matter what. It would be a waste of my son's talent to go to Evergreen College. Dad, what are you talking about? Seeing his father so serious, Pang Chang was completely confused. This is nothing, son. Isn't the principal of your college dead? You were assigned to Evergreen College. Evergreen College has just passed the review this year. Your father and I have discussed that even if we lose everything, we will send you to a better college. You must not go to Evergreen College. Mother Pang looked at her husband and explained to her son his son is so promising, so of course he cannot let his son down. Ha ha ha, you don't think Evergreen College is a rubbish school, do you? Hearing his mother's explanation, Pang Chang burst out laughing. He finally understood why his parents were so worried. It turns out that 547 was worried that Evergreen College was too rubbish and wasted his time, but he also understands that after all, his parents are workers and are on the construction site. Every day I have little exposure to information in society, so it is normal not to know what happened during this period, is not it? Pang's mother said doubtfully. She had asked everyone around her, "Mom, you are all wrong, I'll show you some videos." Pang Chang wanted to explain to his parents, but he still felt that it would be more convincing to show the true strength of Evergreen Academy. Pang Chang showed his parents the video of the battle between Lord Qinglu and Lord Jin Fipeng. Jin Fipeng's parents knew him after a while. This Pang Chang's parents were speechless as they looked at the picture on their mobile phones with their mouths agape. The young man in the picture, who must be as old as his own son, actually defeated Lord Jin Fipeng. Dad, this person's name is Qinglu. He is my idol. He is also a teacher at Evergreen College, Pang Chang introduced slowly. What? This boy is a teacher from Evergreen College. Pang's father and Pang's mother were shocked when they heard this. Such a strong boy is actually a college teacher. Yes, it's not just that, there is also a newly added subject, Pokémon ability, which was also proposed by President Kong, the principal of Evergreen College. No one in the world knows Pokémon ability better than he does. Pang Chang continued to introduce the Chanking Academy he knew to his parents. In this way, isn't Evergreen College even more powerful than Xian College? After listening to Chen's son's introduction, Pang's father Pang was shocked. I didn't expect that Evergreen Academy would become so powerful. In addition to Pang Chang, there are many people like Pang Chang. Through their introduction, more parents in Suhang City know the strength of Evergreen Academy. Hurry and inform the president that a distress signal has been sent from Antarctica. At the same time, the North China Theater Emergency Center received an emergency signal from the Antarctic Expedition Team. Period. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 116. It's not Articuno, it's another one. What happened? After receiving a call from the emergency center, President Kong Xian rushed to the emergency center in order to protect Professor Zhang Yang and the Antarctic rescue team. He sent an elite from the North China Theater to follow him. The elites of the Yanhuang region are very valuable internationally, and the normal people are not a rival at all. But this time they actually received a distress signal from the Antarctic survey team. It was obvious that he had encountered a very rare and powerful enemy. I don't know the specific situation. Our staff began to receive distress signals from the Antarctic search team at 4 o'clock this afternoon. The director of the emergency center answered truthfully. He also just received the news and rushed here from home. President, please come this way. The emergency center took Kong Xian to the signal receiving room of the emergency center. Zio Fen, please introduce the current situation to the president. The director of the emergency center asked their staff to introduce the current situation to Kong Xian. It was he who received the distress signal from the Antarctic survey team. Hello, President, I received a distress signal from the Antarctic survey team at 4:27 this afternoon. The frequency of the signal is very fast. Based on my experience, he's an elite encountered the invincible rival, urging us to go to Antarctica for rescue. The staff member named Ziafan gave a military salute to President Kong Xian and began to introduce the current situation. Now, has the signal stopped? Where is the signal's location? Kong Xian asked hurriedly. Whether to stop after the letter is very critical. As long as the signal does not stop, it proves that Izin is not in trouble, at least. So far, the distress signal has not been interrupted, but the position is constantly changing, as if he is avoiding something. Ziafan said truthfully. It would be nice if there were no interruptions. It would be nice if there were no interruptions. Inform all region elites, champions, and presidents to hold an elite meeting to form an Antarctic rescue team. Kong Xian was relieved when he heard that the signal was not interrupted. The distress signal is not interrupted. and their rescue mission will be easier. Yes, Zhang. The person next to Xiang Xianlin responded repeatedly. Start notifying the elites, champions, and presidents of each region to hold an online elite meeting. Time is urgent. Let me make a long story short. Not long ago, the North China Emergency Center received an emergency signal from the Antarctic survey team. The frequency of the signal was very fast, and it was obviously a very urgent matter. I am planning to form a rescue team led by Aaron to go to Antarctica to search and rescue Professor Zhang Yang and Elite He's-in. The elite meeting was held soon, and Xiang Xianlin went straight to the topic and prepared to select a few members among the elite and champions to go to the Antarctic. Both Professor Zhang Yang and Elite He's-in are important talents in the Yanhuang region, and no one can suffer losses. Count me in. I have psychic and can sense their presence, which should be helpful in the search mission. Famsiya, the super elite from the West China Theater, was the first to speak. She possesses psychic that ordinary people do not have. She can use psychic to sense them during searches, and can find the Antarctic investigation team more quickly. Well, Xiaoya's psychic can indeed play a big role, including Xiaoya. Has anyone else volunteered? Xiang Xianlin nodded and continued to ask other people, if you want to go to Antarctica, there is someone here who recommends it at this moment. Chen Wu, the president of the East China Theater, spoke. Have you forgotten King Lu? He has the strength of a top champion, and his strength is extraordinary. With the two top champions Aaron and King Lu going there, plus Xiaoya, I think the three of them should be enough. Chen Wu directly recommended King Lu to participate in this Antarctic rescue mission. Green strength is obvious to all in the East China Theater. Two top champions are dispatched. If Professor Zhang Yang and Elite He's-in cannot be rescued, I am afraid that no one in the Yanhuang region can do this. Green, look at my brain. I am really old. I remember King Lu is in your East China war zone right now. Old. Chen, please bring King Lu into the meeting. When mentioning Green, Xiang Xianlin showed rare relief. If Chen Wu hadn't mentioned King Lu, he would have almost forgotten that there was such a young talent in the Yanhuang region. With Aaron and King Lu teaming up, as well as an in-service elite, this lineup is already doing well internationally. Okay, I'll call King Lu right now. Chen Wu responded. Not long after, a young figure appeared in the online conference room. It was King Lu, who was waiting for someone from the North China region to pick her up in the East China Alliance. He is just green, and he is really young. I'm old. It's so irritating now that people are so different from each other. When everyone saw the green color, they all sighed. The youngest elite on their side is also 25 years old. This is already called the most outstanding genius, but it's nothing compared to Green, and several people in the East China war zone kept their mouths shut the whole time. King Lu's strength is not as simple as they imagined. None of the four of them could defeat King Lu. President, this is Your Excellency King Lu. He is currently training in our East China Theater and is waiting for people from the North China Theater to pick him up. Chen Wu introduced King Lu to Xiang Xianlin. It's true that a hero comes from a boy. It is really a blessing for a Yanhuang region to have young talents like King Lu. Hearing Chen Wu's introduction, Xiang Xianlin smiled happily. Okay, Your Excellency, President. King I also said hello to Xiang Xianlin. You're so green. I called you here this time because I have something to ask of you, Professor. Zhang Yang and Elite He's-in from Yanhuang region are in danger in Antarctica. I would like to entrust you to participate in this Antarctic rescue mission. Xiang Xianlin asked King Lu that he wanted King Lu to participate in this Antarctic rescue mission. Okay, I have no problem. King Lu nodded and said, President Chen Wu had just told the matter he can participate in this rescue mission. That's great. With your participation, Professor Zhang Yang and He's-in Elite will definitely be rescued. Xiang Xianlin felt relieved when he heard King Lu agreed. By the way, you are from Principal Kong. Do you know that there is a kind of bird Pokemon that lives in the ice and snow? At this moment, Xiang Xianlin suddenly asked Professor Zhang Yang and He's-in Elite went to Antarctica to investigate a mysterious bird Pokemon. Xiang Xianlin speculated that their death was probably related to this mysterious bird Pokemon, and Kong Xian's so-called walking Pokemon encyclopedia may have some information about this Pokemon, so he wanted to ask King Lu about it. A Pokemon that lives in the ice and snow. I do know there is such a Pokemon. King Lu was silent for a moment and replied, living in a world of ice and snow. They are also bird Pokemon. If his guess was correct, it should be this Pokemon. You really know? Xiang Xianlin was a little surprised when he heard King Lu say he knew. He just asked casually, but he didn't expect King Lu to actually know. Even others pricked up their ears and listened carefully, wondering what this Pokemon was. If I guess correctly, this Pokemon should be Articuno, one of the legendary 3 sacred birds, King Lu explained slowly. Living in a world of ice and snow, there are bird Pokemon that have never been discovered apart from Articuno. He couldn't think of any other Pokemon with these abilities. What? Articuno, one of the legendary 3 sacred birds. After everyone heard this, they immediately exclaimed, I don't understand what King Lu means at all. Ahem, King Lu, are you saying that the Pokemon living in Antarctica is called Articuno? And what did you mean by the 3 holy birds just now? Are there other 2 spirits besides Articuno? Chen Wu coughed twice and asked King Lu. It's really embarrassing that such a big alliance doesn't know what they mean. Yes, if I guessed correctly, the Pokemon living in Antarctica should be Articuno. In addition to Articuno, there are also Moltres and Zapdos. These 3 Pokemon are called the 3 sacred birds. They are all legendary Pokemon, King Lu slowly explained to them the information about the 3 holy birds, legendary Pokemon. Before the information just digested, an unfamiliar sentence blurted out from King Lu's mouth. Everyone felt that one head was as big as 2. I feel like the amount of information today is a bit overwhelming. First, there are Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos of the 3 sacred birds. Next up is the legendary Pokemon. Listening to the meaning of green, the legendary Pokemon is not only the 3 holy birds, but also other things. King Lu, can you tell me in detail? Xiang Tian rubbed his temples and asked King Lu. He didn't expect that there were so many secrets in this world that they didn't know. In addition to the 3 sacred birds, what other legendary Pokemon are there? Legendary Pokemon all possess powers that ordinary Pokemon cannot master. Wang Lihao, for example, time, space, continents, oceans, or the laws of life, death, and balance. Is this a power that Pokemon can master? It's fake. How could this world have such a powerful power? I'll be a good boy and master time, space, continents, and oceans. The Pokemon he's encountered couldn't be one of these, right? Hearing this, before King Lu Huan could say anything, someone interrupted. It's not that they want to interrupt, but what King Lu said is really shocking. Time, space, oceans, and continents. Can Pokemon really master this power? Everyone be quiet and let King Lu continue talking. Hearing the commotion in the conference room, Xianlin said seriously. His intuition told him that green was not lying. Pokemon with these powers really exist, and he's in, and the others might have encountered one of them. These legendary Pokemon possess great power. Each one has the power to destroy heaven and earth. Articuno has the power of ice and snow, and every time it flaps its wings, it will bring extremely cold wind. Moltres and Zapdos possess the power of fire and thunder respectively. King Lu continued to explain to everyone. You mean it was Articuno with ice powers who attacked them? Xianlin was silent for a moment and asked King Lu something personal. No. Articuno, tell me another day. Chapter 117, Kyurem. Not Articuno, but another one. After hearing King Lu's words, everyone exclaimed unexpectedly. Professor Zhang Yang was attacked not by Articuno, but by another one. King Lu, please speak slowly. I'm a little confused. Are you saying that besides Articuno, there is another legendary Pokemon that exists in Antarctica? Zhang Xian asked in confusion. There is too much information today. Legendary Pokemon 3 holy birds. Now you tell me that besides Articuno, there is another legendary Pokemon in Antarctica. Yes, although the 3 holy birds are legendary Pokemon, the force drive they control is not very strong. If nothing else, Professor Zhang Yang and his elite should have been attacked by another legendary Pokemon at this point. King Lu's expression became serious. He really didn't want to deal with the legendary Pokemon. What is this Pokemon? How strong is it? Seeing that King Lu's appearance didn't seem to be lying, Xianlin said equally seriously. If I guessed correctly, Professor Zhang Yang and his elite should have been attacked by Kyurem. Compared to Articuno, Kyurem is the king of ice and snow, and Articuno alone cannot threaten an elite 187. Moreover, the elites in the Yanhuang region have a high gold content, so they can escape if they are attacked by others. It was impossible to send out so many distress signals. The only possibility is that they encountered another Pokemon stronger than Articuno, living in the ice and snow. Apart from Articuno, the only one he could think of was Kyurem. Kyurem is known as the strongest dragon Pokemon on the surface. Not only is it stronger than Articuno, it is also super aggressive. Only this kind of Pokemon can make an elite feel unable to send out distress signals frequently. Kyurem, what kind of Pokemon is this? After hearing King Lu's explanation, everyone was confused again. Another Pokemon they hadn't heard of. Kyurem, I can't say either. Maybe you can consult Principal Kong. King Lu hesitated for a moment but still didn't explain Kyurem's origin to everyone in their world. Kyurem is one of the 3 dragons of the path. It was the product of the split between Zekrom and Reshiram. The Kyurem of this world obviously came here from the world of Pokemon. He didn't know how to explain Kyurem's origin, so he kicked the ball directly to Kong Xian. Is that so? It's really troublesome. Xiang. Xianlin rubbed his aching head. I originally thought this would be very easy. I didn't expect so many things to be involved. Fortunately, they asked King Lu. Otherwise they wouldn't know how many secrets there are in this world. Is this Pokemon called Kyurem strong? Aaron asked, full of fighting spirit. A Pokemon that can allow an elite to temporarily avoid the edge must be very powerful, very strong, even. I am not sure of victory. He knew very well how powerful the legendary Pokemon was. Even he is not sure of victory. Even you are not sure of winning. Chen Wu exclaimed. None of their 4 elites in the East China Theater defeated King Lu, and this Kyurem Green one actually said that he was not sure of winning. This Pokemon is so powerful. President, I apply for this Antarctic rescue mission so that Zhang Xianyu can also participate. Chen Wu asked Xiang Xianlin seriously if what King Lu said is true. The strength of this Pokemon is really terrifying. Although Aaron and King Lu were strong, he still felt that it was safer to bring Zhang Xianyu with him. Only when 3 champion-level figures appear together can everything be foolproof. I said, Lao Chen, what's the matter? Isn't it just a Pokemon? Does it need 3 champions? Zhuge Qing, the president of the West China War Zone, responded disapprovingly. It's just a Pokemon? Can it be so scary? You don't understand King Lu's strength at all. Our 4 elites in the East China Theater teamed up and couldn't defeat him. The strength of this Pokemon is definitely beyond your imagination. Hearing that, Zhuge Qing hadn't taken it seriously yet. Chen Wu blew his beard angrily. Damn it, President, don't talk. It's over. It's over. The reputation of the East China Theater has been completely ruined. My eternal fame. I heard their president tell them directly that the 4 of them failed to defeat King Lu even though they worked together. Jin Fipeng and others wailed. Now all their face has been lost. What? None of the 4 elites in the East China Theater defeated King Lu? Zhuge Qing exclaimed, with a look of disbelief on his face. Even if Aaron takes action himself, it's impossible to defeat 4 elites at the same time. And this green one actually defeated 4 of their elites at the same time. Not only Zhuge Qing was surprised, everyone present was in disbelief. This strength has already surpassed Aaron's. Old Chen, what you said is true. Xiang Xianlin asked Chen Wu for confirmation. What I said is indeed true. The specific matters will be discussed after I go to Evergreen College to confirm something. Chen Wu nodded. Regarding the matter of Mega Evolution, he would go to Evergreen College to confirm it, get the accurate information and then report it to Alliance. In this case, the Antarctic rescue team will be formed by Aaron, King Lu, Zhang Xianyu, and Fang Xiya, and will go to the Antarctic to rescue Professor Zhang Yang and Captain Heizan. Time is running out. You all set off now, gather in the Magic City, and head to Antarctica immediately. Seeing that Chen Wu didn't say anything, Xiang Xianlin didn't ask further. Immediately arrange for Aaron and others to go to Antarctica. Okay, you all know each other now. Tomorrow other schools will send teachers to our school for Pokemon ability training. You guys can also listen. In the cafeteria of Evergreen College, Kong Xian introduced the newly summoned teachers Yu Longjin, Trash and others. Cut. After hearing what Kong Xian said, Zhao Linger seemed to be a little angry with Kong Xian. She snorted coldly and turned her head aside. This left Kong Xian a little confused. I don't know how to make this little girl angry. I didn't expect to meet Miss Melissa and Miss Winona here. Looking at the acquaintance in front of him, Ash greeted him warmly. I didn't expect to see Ash here again either. Melissa and Winona were also very surprised to see Ash. Although they only met once, they left a very deep impression on Ash. Sure enough, these people all know each other. Zhao Jin secretly thought after hearing that the other party knew Ash. At this moment, Kong Xian's cell phone suddenly rang. It was King Lu who dialed in. Period. Chapter 118, Antarctic Rescue Team. Okay, I understand. Please pay attention to your own safety. Kong Xian asked King Lu. What's wrong? Kong Xian, seeing that Kong Xian's expression was a little serious, Erica asked with concern. Not knowing what happened, Kong Xian suddenly became serious. Kairam has arrived. Kong Xian looked around at the crowd and said seriously, what? Kairam, hearing Kong Xian's words, everyone except Zhao Linger and Zhao Jin exclaimed. Kairam, the strongest dragon Pokemon on the surface, is certainly familiar to them. What is Kairam? Seeing everyone so surprised, they asked curiously, wondering what kind of Pokemon Kairam was that shocked them so much. Kairam, the strongest Ice-type Pokemon, is also the strongest Dragon-type Pokemon on the surface. It is the strongest of the 3 dragons of the way and one of the legendary Pokemon. Pryce said seriously, even he was not sure of winning against a legendary Pokemon like Kairam. Legendary Pokemon? Zhao Linger and Zhao Jin exclaimed unexpectedly. In addition to Diluccio, another legendary Pokemon arrived. Your Excellency, Principal, what is going on? Pryce asked Kong Xian. King Lu just called me to tell me that Professor Zhang Yang and Heizan, the Ice-type elite from the North China Theater, went to Antarctica to investigate a mysterious bird Pokemon. They encountered unknown dangers in Antarctica. Xianlin asked King Lu to go to Antarctica to participate in this rescue mission. Pryce is going to trouble you this time. Make sure he brings King Lu back safely. Kong Xian explained to everyone, and then Bo gave instructions. King Lu just told him about this and did not allow herself to support him. Green is indeed very strong, but facing a powerful Pokemon like Kyurem, even Pryce is not sure of victory. Kong Xian was worried about King Lu's safety, so he asked Pryce to go to Antarctica to support King Lu. Your Excellency, Principal, you must let me go. I have dealt with Kyurem. Maybe I know that Kyurem. At this moment, Ash took the initiative to apply and wanted to go to Antarctica with Pryce. Have you ever dealt with Kyurem? Hearing Ash's voice, Sabrina on the side exclaimed when he learned that Ash was Xiaoqi's counterpart in another world. He couldn't care less about Ash, who is Xiaoqi. This stupid boy turns out to be Xiaoqi's counterpart in the parallel world. This made her extremely uncomfortable. And now you tell me that you have been in contact with Kyurem? Yeah, that was a long time ago, right, Pikachu? Ash asked Pikachu. That was when he was traveling in the Unova region. It's been 2 or 3 years. Maybe this Kyurem is the one he met. Well, Ash did meet Kyurem, so let Ash accompany Pryce. Kong Xian nodded in agreement with Ash's strength. There is no problem in protecting himself. Principal, I want to go too. Seeing that Kong Xian agreed to let Ash go, Gary immediately took over. He wants to investigate the secret of the arrival of Pokemon. As a legendary Pokemon, Kyurem knows more about the movement of things than Keldea, and I should go too. That? Principal, I want to go too. Zhao Linger and Zhao Jin echoed at the same time, saying that they also wanted to participate in this Antarctic rescue activity. The legendary strongest dragon Pokemon on Earth. It's exciting just thinking about it. Nonsense. Do you think this is a trip? No one should go except Ash. For their safety, Kong Xian scolded Gary, Zhao Linger and Zhao Jin, Ash's companions, except that he has experience in contact with Kyurem. Ash is also very strong, has experienced many dangers, and can deal with emergencies. As for the remaining people, Gary was a little better and had some wilderness survival experience, but Zhao Linger and Zhao Jin were just dragging their feet. Your Excellency, Principal, let them follow us to learn more. The flowers in the greenhouse are easy to break. I'm here to keep them safe. Just then Pryce suggested, if you want to become strong, this is a process that you must go through. The reason why green and red are so strong is inseparable from what they have experienced. Pryce is right. These trials are the first step to becoming strong. Yulong Kaian also suggested that Kong Xian let them follow. Both Lance and Claire have gone through many hardships and the team is where it is today. Oh. Well, you must think clearly. What you are facing is a legendary Pokemon, and your life may be in danger at any time. Please give me flowers. Kong Xian faced the 3 people and said extremely seriously, let them choose whether to go to Antarctica. I have decided that I am going to Antarctica to investigate the secret of the arrival of Pokemon. Gary nodded heavily, His attitude was extremely firm. Yes, I also want to see what Kyurem, known as the strongest dragon Pokemon on the surface, looks like. Zhao Jin then echoed. As a member of the Yulong family, how could he miss Kyurem, which is known as the strongest dragon Pokemon? He felt that if he missed it this time, he would regret it for the rest of his life. Me too, Zhao Linger also nodded excitedly. I have long heard them talking about the legendary Pokemon. This time I can finally participate in the legendary Pokemon myself. Since you insist, I won't say anything else. Sabrina, Mr. Xian, you two will accompany Pryce to the Antarctic this time. You must ensure their safety. Seeing several people seeing this, Kong Xian stopped blocking him any further. Instead, the elders of the Yulong family and Sabrina were asked to accompany Pryce to the Antarctic. Although Pryce is powerful, he is only one person after all. It is always safer to call 2 more people. Great, I knew you would promise me. Hearing that, Kong Xian agreed. Zhao Linger jumped directly on Kong Xian excitedly. All the previous depressing things were forgotten. Leave it to me. It's really troublesome, having to take care of these little devils again. Elder Yulong and Sabrina agreed twice. Okay, get up. There are so many people watching. Kong Xian moved Zhao Linger away from his arms. This girl was too clingy to him. Just take this opportunity to train him. Since you have decided to go to Antarctica, go back and prepare and set off immediately tomorrow morning. The ice and snow weather in Antarctica is no better than that in Suzhou and Hangzhou. Kong Xian said to everyone. Suzhou and Hangzhou are relatively warm, while Antarctica is extremely cold. If you are not fully prepared, you will not be able to stay in Antarctica for too long. Well, let's get ready. Pryce nodded and pushed a wheelchair to prepare the supplies needed to go to Antarctica. The sun has just set now and many supermarket stores are still open, so it's totally time. PS, hey, the baby is sick, so the update will be slower. Chapter 119, The 3 Dragons of the Tao. Zhao Linger, what are you up to? There was a roar from Kong Xian in Kong Xian's room. Kong Xian, who had just finished taking a shower, was about to return to the room to check the system. He found that Zhao Linger had gotten into his bed wearing pajamas. Humph, I already know that you and Erica are getting together. This time I'm going to the Antarctic with Pryce. I don't know what you two are going to do. Zhao Linger grabbed the corner of the cup and said timidly. She was also a little scared in her heart to do this. Little brat, what do you know? Get out of here. Kong Xian directly used psychic to control Zhao Linger and the quilt, and threw him into the living room. Kong Xian, seeing that her plan failed, Zhao Linger threw the quilt down in a fluttery manner. Wrong, Kong Xian, when did you get psychic? Zhao Linger, who had just reacted, yelled at Kong Xian. Kong Xian just threw himself out, and the 873 ability he used turned out to be psychic. Kong Xian walked to the living room and unleashed his psychic. The surrounding sofas and coffee tables began to float under Kong Xian's control. Wow, that's amazing. When did you become psychic? Looking at the floating sofas and coffee tables around him, Zhao Linger asked curiously. Kong Xian knows psychic. How come she never knew? I woke up not long ago. Kong Xian smiled slightly. Systematically, he can awaken whatever power he wants. Teach me quickly. Zhao Linger looked excited and asked Kong to teach her first. Psychic, is it super cool? I can teach you, but you have to promise me something. Kong Xian controlled the sofa and coffee table to slowly fall and said to Zhao Linger, no, I will never lose to Erica. Teacher. Zhao Linger thought Kong Xian was going to say this and immediately vetoed it. Although Kong Xian and Erica teacher have already gotten together, Zhao Linger doesn't think she will lose. What are you thinking about? I asked you to be careful. Kyurem is an unusual Pokemon. He is the king of ice and snow in the snow. Kong Xian knocked Zhao Linger on the head and said seriously, Kong Xian, what kind of Pokemon is this Kyurem? Is he really that strong? Seeing how serious Kong Xian was, Zhao Linger became even more curious about Kyurem. Is this Pokemon really as strong as Kong Xian says? She wants to know more about Kyurem. Let me tell you the story of the 3 dragons of Sermon. In a place called Unova region, legend has it that Unova region is a country co-founded by a pair of twins and a divine dragon, but the elder brother pursues reality, while the younger brother pursues ideals. The 2 had inconsistent goals, and the differences between the brothers gradually expanded and eventually developed into a war. The divine dragon also split into Leshirim, the dragon of truth, and Zekrom, the dragon of ideals. This war was inextricable. Neither Reshiram nor Zekrom could defeat the other. In the end, they both exhausted their physical strength. The twin heroes realized their mistake and ended the war and returned to peace. However, after the twin brothers fell asleep, their sons rekindled the war. So rages Reshiram and Zekrom burned the Unova region with fire and lightning and disappeared. When they were discovered again, they had turned into dragonstones. This is the story of the three dragons of the way. Kong Xian slowly explained to Zhao Linger the origin of the three dragons of the Tao. I did not understand. Zhao Linger blinked her confused eyes and said what Unova region. She had never heard of Reshiram or Zekrom. She had never heard of the story Kong Xian told. Forget it if you don't understand. You only need to know that the three Pokemon of Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem are called the three dragons of the path. Why but Kyurem and Reshiram and Zekrom? There are legends that Kyurem was transformed from another dragonstone. He will appear in the town accompanied by the cold wind and kidnap people and Pokemon for food. However, there is another legend. According to the legend, Kyurem is the body left after the split of Reshiram and Zekrom. Therefore, Kyurem absorbs Reshiram or Zekrom and merges into flame white Kyurem or dark Kyurem. There's a reason why Kyurem is called the strongest dragon Pokemon on the planet. The Kyurem Ashsaw had this ability. Kong Xian introduced slowly in the special episode of Kyurem vs. Sacred Sword Keldea. The Kyurem Ashmet could evolve into dark Kyurem without genetic bond. I wonder if the one in Antarctica has such ability. Amazing. Although Zhao Linger didn't understand a little. After listening to Kong Xian's introduction, she knew that these three Pokemon all have the ability to destroy the world and Kyurem can absorb the power of Reshiram and Zekrom. Just think about it and you will know how awesome it is. It's very powerful. Pryce may be able to win, but the process is also very difficult and it won't be easy. Each legendary Pokemon possesses terrifying power. That's why I don't want you to go. Kong Xian solemnly told Zhao Linger he really didn't want Zhao Linger to take this risk. I want to see this Pokemon, which is called the strongest dragon Pokemon on the surface. Hearing that Kyurem was so strong, Zhao Linger was silent for a moment and decided to go to Antarctica. Teacher Yulong Kaian said that this is the first step to becoming a strong person. She didn't want to miss out on these opportunities. In this case, I won't stop you. You wait for me here. I will give you the same thing. Maybe you can use it at a critical moment. Seeing that Zhao Linger was about to go, Kong Xian did not stop him and instead walked to his room. System, open my attribute panel. After returning to the room, Kong Xian thought to himself and opened his attribute panel. Host, Kong Xian age 26, Pokemon, Alakazam, Riolu, not hatched, Beldum, not hatched, Props, Pokeball, Super Potion, Mage Bracelet, including Key, Alakazam Mega Evolution Stone, Uriu Tsubuki Summoning Card, Uriu Elder Summoning Card, Task, none, School, Evergreen Pokemon Academy, number of teachers, 27, on campus, students, 4, buildings, 2 teaching buildings, 1 playground, 2 basketball courts, 5 training venues, funds, 2.903 billion, reputation, 1.3 million, is it 1.3 million? It's just enough. Looking at his attribute panel, Kong Xian murmured the reputation value of 1.3 million is just enough for him to use this time. The system will exchange it for me for a master ball. Kong Xian thought silently in his heart. Ding. After deducting 1 million reputation points, the remaining reputation value is 300,000. A systematic voice sounded in Kong Xian's mind immediately afterwards. A purple master ball with an M logo appeared from 4.4 in front of Kong and fell to the ground. This is the master ball that can catch all Pokemon. Kong Xian used Psychic, picked up the master ball and looked at it carefully. Apart from the color and the letters printed on it, the appearance is no different from an ordinary Pokeball. 1 million. The system shouldn't lie to me. Looking at the master ball in his hand, Kong Xian thought to himself the master ball exchanged for 1 million should be the same as his description. System, redeem Ash's Charizard. Kong Xian continued to think silently in his heart. Ding. Ash's Charizard's strength is championship level, and redemption requires 300,000 reputation points. Ding. 300,000 reputation points have been deducted from you, and the remaining reputation value is 3,721. Just as the beep in my mind went off, A red and white Pokeball containing Charizard suddenly fell from mid-air. PS, the baby's fever just subsided today. I will adjust the contest condition and resume normal updates tomorrow. Chapter 120, Start Practicing. In this way, their safety should be more guaranteed. He looked at the Master Ball and Ash's Charizard in his hand. Kong Xian murmured he wanted to redeem all of Ash's Charizard, but the reputation points had been cleared. Take this, Linger. Kong Xian handed the Master Ball to Zhao Linger. What is this, Zhao? Linger asked curiously, holding the Master Ball. I don't know what the purpose of Kong Xian's Pokeball was for her. This is called the Master Ball. You can ask Pryce about its function. It can play an unexpected role at critical times. Kong Xian did not directly tell Zhao Linger the function of the Master Ball. This trip to Antarctica was mainly for experience. Giving the Master Ball to Zhao Linger was just in case something unexpected happened. All right, Zhao. Linger nodded and put away the Master Ball. Okay, go back and rest. Tomorrow morning you will have to take the Dragonite for nearly flying days to reach the Antarctic. 14 Kong Xian told Zhao Linger at Dragonite's speed. It would take 18 hours to circle the Earth, but this world is 3 or 4 times larger than the Earth. If you want to fly from Yanhuang region to Antarctica, it will take at least a day at Dragonite's speed, and this is the fastest way. Pokémon Alliance will also take the same approach to Antarctica. Okay, I get it, Zhao. Linger nodded and then went back to sleep. Pryce, Mr. Qian, Sabrina, I'll leave them to you. Early the next morning, Kong Xian said to several people apart from them, everyone else is children, don't worry, Principal, I will definitely protect them. Pryce nodded heavily and said seriously, making Xian feel relieved. With Pryce's words, I feel relieved. You guys set off now. After hearing Pryce's assurance, Kong Xian felt relieved and let them start. Come out, Dragonite. Altaria, Yulong. Qian immediately released his 2 Dragonites and 1 Altaria, let everyone ride on and start heading to Antarctica. Wu, accompanied by several Dragonite calls, 2 Dragonites and Altaria soared in the sky. Hey, the young eagle will have to sail away sooner or later. Looking at Dragonite's retreating figure, Xian felt evil. Now there is not a single student in this school, and their school is unable to participate in the Suhang Youth Cup because of this incident. Erica, please help everyone get ready. Teachers from other schools will be here soon. After collecting his thoughts, Kong Xian made arrangements with many other teachers in the school. Each of them is an elite trainer and knows the abilities of Pokemon very well. Teaching other schools teacher Pokemon ability couldn't be easier. Don't worry, leave it to us. Erica nodded and agreed, and then took the others to prepare to receive teachers from other colleges. Their Evergreen Academy has become the leading Pokemon Academy in Suzhou and Hangzhou. The next step is to show their demeanor as leaders of the Suhang Pokemon Academy. The essence of education is to educate people. Although they have mastered more Pokemon knowledge, they will not hide their secrets from the teachers who come to learn. It's time for me to take advantage of this time to improve my strength. Looking at the background of Erica and others leaving, Kong Xian thought to himself, with the departure of Zhao Linger and others, none of them can participate in the Youth Cup in Suzhou and Hangzhou. All that needs to be done now is to wait for the test scores of the candidates to come out, the Education Bureau to announce the admission scores of each Pokemon Academy, and then enroll students. Kong Xian took advantage of this time to improve his strength. A principal is not as powerful as a student. It would be too embarrassing to tell anyone. Come out, Alakazam. Kong Xian takes out Alakazam's Pokeball and releases it. Alakazam with the Pokeball's red light flashing. An Alakazam holding a confusion spoon in both hands appeared in front of Kong Xian. Alakazam, we have to work hard next. Kong Xian stepped forward and stroked Alakazam's head intimately. Alakazam. Alakazam nodded while holding up the confusion spoon. Very good, let's work hard together. Alakazam 013. Uses teleport to take me to the training ground. Following Kong Xian's instructions, Alakazam used teleport and ducked into a sealed training ground. Alakazam. Let's start. Calm mind. Arriving at the training ground, Xian told the ground this indoor training ground is relatively quiet and suitable for training. Alakazam. Kong Xian's conductor had just finished, and Alakazam was seen sitting cross-legged with his legs crossed. 2 confusion spoons were suspended next to Alakazam and began to rotate slowly. The training of Super Pokémon is different from other Pokémon. Other Pokémon training requires combat or performance resistance. Training is for the superpower system. You only need to perform Calm Mind to improve your psychic. As long as your psychic is improved, you will have absolute dominance no matter you fight against any Pokémon. I can't be left behind either. Watching Alakazam enter the contest condition, Kong Xian also closed his eyes tightly and used Psychic to use the method Sabrina taught him to perform Calm Mind to improve his Psychic. At the same time, teachers from various colleges and universities began to enter Evergreen College one after another. Chapter 121, Teaching begins. Welcome to Evergreen College. I am teacher Erica from Evergreen College. Good at using grass-type Pokémon. This is my Villa Plume. In the next few days I will teach Pokémon ability-related abilities. Of course, if there are other related issues, we can also discuss them with each other. In a classroom at Evergreen College, Gia introduced himself under the podium unexpectedly. Her first class was to teach teachers from other schools. Erica. Teacher, are your school's recruitment benefits true? Soon. A teacher raised his hand and asked Erica, although they have not participated in Evergreen Academy's duel with all the Pokemon Academies in Suzhou and Hangzhou, but I heard it from the teachers who came back. Evergreen College only sent 3 people, and they convinced all their schools the same was true for Xian Academy, the strongest among them. They were completely beaten and had no power to fight back. The treatment of teachers in our school is indeed genuine, but don't think about it for now, Director. Feng will not let you join Evergreen College. Erica smiled slightly. Although these people are free to go wherever they go, but education should not be a monopoly. Other schools send teachers to Evergreen College for training. If they recruit all these teachers, what is the point of this training? Therefore, the Education Bureau will not allow this kind of thing to happen, and other colleges will not let this kind of thing happen. How could this happen? Many teachers started talking after hearing this answer. In addition to training, they come to Evergreen College for another purpose, that is the benefits of Evergreen College. They can find out more from the teachers they applied for before. In addition to the high salary, the benefits at Evergreen Academy include earning any Pokemon egg. After working for 3 years you can get Pokemon eggs no matter how rare they are, so they wanted to see if they could apply for the teacher position at Evergreen College. But don't worry, the Education Bureau will provide you with corresponding subsidies for all teachers who come to Evergreen College for training. Erica continued to explain. To prevent these teachers from changing jobs, the Education Bureau and various schools will provide them with certain salary compensation. After hearing Erica's words, many teachers felt more balanced. Do you have any questions? If not, we have to start today's course. Erica continued to speak to many teachers. If nothing happens, prepare to start today's course. Erica. Teacher, before I start, I have another question that I would like to discuss with you. I always feel that there is a problem with trainer education in our Yanhuang region. Compared with other regions, I always feel like something is missing. One of the teachers asked Erica, not just to Erica, but to all the teachers in this classroom. Their Yanhuang region relies on its large population to become the totem of this world, but trainers of the same age in other regions always feel like something is missing. Push, lack of motivation to dare to confront the strong. Erica replied to the teacher, the appearance of the battle watch directly shows the level strength of Pokemon, which makes the party with a lower level feel discouraged. From the beginning she came to this world to investigate. The stronger the trainer, the less they need to rely on the battle watch. Students, on the other hand, are very dependent on battle watches, which also causes peers in the Yanhuang region to be less motivated than other regions. This kind of contest condition will grow quickly when they gradually get rid of their dependence on combat watches. That's right. It's motivation. I don't dare to fight against powerful trainers. When I was a kid, I met a high-level trainer and I dared to compete with him. Erica's words quickly resonated with other teachers. They also found that today's students just lack some motivation. The campus competition is not exciting at all, and there is nothing exciting about it. Okay, this is not a problem we should worry about. Alliance has already noticed it. Erica clapped her hands to stop the matter. Battle Watch Kong Xian and King Lu both mentioned it to Alliance. With their influence, Alliance will definitely take it seriously now that the Battle Watch function is disabled. King Lu's suggestion has worked, although Pokemon has many abilities. If we divide them according to attributes, each attribute actually only has a few abilities. Erica began to explain Pokemon ability to everyone. The same goes for other teachers. Winning the king, whereas the Ashunova region, at the same time, Zhao Linger, who is on the way to Antarctica, asked Ash, I'm curious where the Unova region is. Unova region? That's where Unova region is, a relatively small place and relatively remote. Just when Ash was about to say something, Gary immediately interrupted. Yes, it is a relatively remote place. Hearing Gary's interruption, Ash suddenly understood and quickly changed his words. Well, when this matter is over, I must go to the Unova region to see it. After hearing the answers from Ash and Gary, Zhao Linger decided that she must visit the Unova region after this matter was over. Period. Chapter 122, Secret Competition at the Championship Level. By the way, Pryce, Kong Xian gave me this before leaving and said, let me ask you and you will know what this thing is used for. Zhao Linger took out the Master Ball that Kong Xian gave her from her pocket and asked Pryce, isn't it just a Pokeball? Is there any other use? This is Master Ball. Seeing the Master Ball in Zhao Linger's hand, everyone except Zhao Jin exclaimed unexpectedly. Zhao Linger had a Master Ball. Master Ball? What's this? Zhao Jin asked curiously, wondering what the purpose of this Pokeball was, but they were so shocked. What does Pryce's Master Ball do? Zhao Linger asked curiously, is there anything special about this Pokeball? This is the ultimate treasure of Pokeball. It can catch any Pokemon. This is true even for legendary Pokemon. Looking at the Master Ball in Zhao Linger's hand, Bo slowly explained, the ultimate treasure of Pokeball, you can catch any Pokemon, including legendary Pokemon. Upon hearing Pryce's explanation, Zhao Linger and Zhao Jin were both stunned. No one thought that this Pokeball would be so awesome. Even 113 legendary Pokemon can be captured. Well, I had one before, but swallowed by Whiskash. Ash scratched his head sheepishly. He had a Master Ball before, but it was swallowed by Whiskash due to an operating error. Ash, you idiot, this is the reason. It was wasted by you like this. Hearing that Ash wasted a Master Ball, Gary yelled at Ash unbalanceedly. Master Ball, such a precious Pokeball, he has only heard of it and Ash actually wasted one. I didn't mean it either. Ash returned with some embarrassment. He also knew how precious the Master Ball was, but he had no idea about it at that time. Keep this Master Ball carefully and operate it well. We may be able to capture Kyurem, Pryce told Zhao Linger. Although the Master Ball is powerful, it still has to hit the opponent. Beb, if you want to catch legendary Pokemon, it will not be so easy even if you have a Master Ball. Capture Kyurem. Zhao Linger and Zhao Jin were both shocked by Pryce's words. Pryce actually wants to capture the legendary Pokemon? What's the matter? I haven't caught the legendary Pokemon Pryce yet. Sabrina continued from the side. Dealing with legendary Pokemon can be life-threatening. If Kong Xian hadn't personally asked him to go, she wouldn't have wanted to go on this mission. I also admire Pryce's ability very much, Yulong Qian said to him. Although both of them are old men, he admires Pryce's strength very much. The legendary Pokemon master in their world, only a few people have broken through to this realm. They're the ones who beat Team Rainbow Rockets. Pryce actually caught a legendary Pokemon? Zhao Jin said in disbelief. He knew that Pryce had fought against legendary Pokemon, but I didn't expect that Pryce would be so stupid and capture the legendary Pokemon. I did capture it twice, but Kinglu and Crimson were rescued. Pryce replied with a smile. It was really interesting to think about the battle of wits and courage with these children. Before Crimson, Pryce, is he great? Hearing Pryce mention Chihung again, Zhao Linger asked curiously. She had heard Pryce mention it more than once. I don't know what kind of person this trainer named Chihung is. Chihung, he is Ash's brother. He is a very strong trainer, someone Kinglu has always wanted to defeat. You will be able to see him soon. After hearing Zhao Linger's inquiry, Pryce explained to him. Ash's identity information contains some red information. If we investigate Ash, we will definitely find out that he has an older brother named Chihun. Ash's brother? Zhao Linger and Zhao Jin exclaimed. None of them had ever heard Ash say that he had a brother, and the strength seems to be stronger than Kinglu. That's right, but I haven't seen him for a long time. Ash scratched his head and replied sheepishly. There's indeed such a relationship in his identity information, but he has never seen Chihun, and he himself is looking forward to Chihun very much. They were all a bunch of monsters. Zhao Linger snorted coldly. I really don't know why these people are so perverted. Each one is stronger than the other. And now there is a red teacher who is stronger than the green teacher, and he's Ash's older brother Dragonite. Speed up and don't lose to him. We're coming too, Noivern. Hi. In the sky on the other side of Aqua Blue Star, from the moment Aaron saw King Blue, the competition between the two began secretly. I saw Aaron commanding his Dragonite and soaring in the sky, Zhang Xianyu commanding his Noivern and the green Charizard, flying towards the Antarctic and soaring in the sky while launching a chase. This is a battle of championship level trainers. I'm going crazy. Just wait for me. Aaron, King Blue, and Zhang Xianyu were chasing each other and soaring in the sky, with Fanxiaya as a toolman following behind with some flail. She was originally the weakest one. Pokemon is still a super type, so you can only command your own Pokemon to use teleport to catch up, but there is still some weakness. Period. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 123, The Dark Association is coming. Gardevoir uses teleport to catch up. Looking at the three people's retreating figures, Fanxiaya helplessly commanded her Gardevoir to teleport to catch up. Sana, after receiving Fanxiaya's instructions, Gardevoir released his psychic and prepared to use teleport to chase King Blue and others. However, at this moment, a black eye suddenly appeared. Lock on Gardevoir causes Gardevoir to fail to use teleport. Black eyes. Enemy attack. Gardevoir. Be on alert. Looking at black's eyes that suddenly appeared, Fanxiaya immediately reacted. There was an enemy coming. Hey, at this moment, an old woman's voice sounded from behind Fanxiaya. Following the sound, I saw a Crobat grabbing an old woman with both claws and flying towards Fanxiaya. Teacher, looking at the old woman flying towards her, Fanxiaya exclaimed in surprise. The face couldn't help showing joy. This old woman is none other than her teacher, the former evil elite in the West China Theater. Yes, it's me. I didn't expect you to have become an elite of Alliance. Looking at Fanxiaya in front of her, Zuyu sighed. Fanxiaya was once her least optimistic apprentice. Unexpectedly, 5 years later, this apprentice who was once not optimistic about him would actually accumulate a lot of experience and become a working elite of Alliance. Teacher, where have you been all these years? Why did you suddenly appear here today? Speaking of this, Fanxiaya warily questioned her former teacher. 5 years ago, he and Zhuge Qing, the president of their West China Theater, competed for the position of president of the West China Theater. It's a pity that my teacher failed. From then on, he began to disappear, as if he had disappeared from the world, but there must be something fishy about suddenly appearing here today. Fanxiaya touched her other Pokeball with one hand and asked Zuyu warily, after training in Pokemon Alliance for so long, she is no longer a child? Haha, Xiaoya, you have grown up. What do you think I came here for today? Seeing Fanxiaya's little move, Zuyu chuckled, showing the black dragon logo on the back of his hand. Dark Association, teacher, you actually joined the Dark Association. Looking at the pattern on the back of her teacher's hand, Fanxiaya exclaimed in disbelief. This pattern is none other than the symbol of the Dark Association. My own teacher actually joined the Dark Association. Yes, I have joined the Dark Association. Zhu. You nodded and confirmed. 5 years ago, after she and Zhuge Qing failed to compete for the position of president of the West China War Zone, the Dark Association found her. After a short period of thinking, she decided to join the Dark Association. Find greater power. Why, Fanxiaya, who was a little hard to accept for a while, asked Zuyu. The person he admired the most actually joined the Dark Association. Of course it's to find stronger power. Take back everything that belongs to me. Speaking of this, Yayu's face looked a little ferocious and roared to Fanxiaya. She joined the Dark Association in order to find more powerful power, defeat Zhuge Qing, and regain the position of president of the West China Theater. Teacher, you have changed. Just let me wake you up. Go. Xatu, looking at the somewhat unfamiliar teacher in front of him, Zuyu released another Pokemon of his with a flash of red light from the Pokeball, and Xatu used Psychic to levitate itself in midair. HMPH, then let me see how powerful you, the working elite in the West China Theater, are. Looking at the Xatu released by Fanxiaya, Zuyu snorted and released a Pokemon of his own, a Honchkrow who is all black. Xatu uses Phantom Light. As Fanxiaya's commanding voice fell, a colorful light shot out from Xatu towards Honchkrow. 2. Slow, Honchkrow dodging, then used Shadow Ball, facing Zatu's attack. Zuyu did not panic and directed Honchkrow to counterattack. Quay. Gua, under Zuyu's command, Honchkrow chirped a few times, flapped its wings and turned around, easily dodging Zatu's attack. Then a black shadow ball flew towards Zatu. The speed was extremely fast and it was in front of Zatu in a blink of an eye. Zatu used teleport to avoid it. Fan Sia was shocked when she saw the shadow ball that was about to attack Zatu, and quickly commanded Zatu to use teleport to dodge. Then at this moment, another huge eye locked on Zatu. It was Krobot's Dark Eyes. Boom. An explosion sounded. The sudden appearance of Dark Eyes prevented Zatu from using teleport, and he was accurately hit by Honchkrow's shadow ball falling towards the ground. Gardevoir uses confusion. Seeing this, Fan Sia immediately ordered Gardevoir to use confusion to control Zatu. This prevented Zatu from falling. Is this the strength of Alliance Elite now? You really get weaker as you get older, and you still think that the other party will be fair to you in a wild encounter. Looking at Fan Sia's performance, Zuyu said with some dissatisfaction. Although they were enemies, Fan Sia was also her former student. Seeing his students making such stupid mistakes, Zuyu hated the iron. Teacher, I won't show mercy anymore. Gardevoir uses confusion to attack my teacher. Fan Sia decided not to hold back anymore and commanded Gardevoir to attack Zuyu directly. Directly attacking the trainer himself in a wild encounter is the most effective method. This is interesting. Krobot uses supersonic hearing. Fan Sia directing Gardevoir to attack him. Zuyu showed a smile. In terms of strength, Fan Sia cannot be his own rival, but if there is a wild encounter, start attacking the trainer himself. The result is hard to say. Squeak. A harsh voice sounded exactly offsets Gardevoir's confusion. As a former evil element elite from Alliance, she has her own method for the super element. It seems that there is a mole within our alliance. At the same time, in mid-air not far away, looking at the members of the Dark Association surrounding the three of them, Aaron said to King Lu and Zhang Xianyu just now they were competing to see whose Pokemon was faster and more durable. These members of the Dark Association intercepted them. Only the elite and the champion know about their move. The other party's arrival of so many people was obviously well prepared. A mole appeared within Alliance and passed the news to the Dark Association. Period. Chapter 124, The Dark Association's Wooing. My good friend Aaron, we meet again. The leader stood on a violent salamander and stepped forward to say hello to Aaron. Even you are here. It seems that a big rat has indeed appeared in our alliance. Looking at Hishi in front of him, Aaron narrowed his eyes slightly. There was once a pair of good friends, both of whom had outstanding talents as trainers, chasing each other, but something happened that set the two good friends on two different paths. Their talents caught the attention of President Xiang Xianlin. He wanted to select one of them to be his disciple and train him, so they arranged for the two to have a 3, 6 or 7 battle. These two people were Long Zhangyang when he was young and Hishi, who came to chase him in the battle. Hishi defeated Long Zhangyang with one Pokemon advantage. However, Xiang Xianlin did not choose the living Hishi to be his disciple. Instead, he chose Long Zhangyang, who lost the game. As his disciple, the reason for rejecting Hishi was that he felt that he was too utilitarian and regarded Pokemon as his own tool, feeling that I had been treated unfairly. I took the initiative to find the Dark Association and decided to revenge Pokemon Alliance. After enduring countless tortures and tests, he finally joined the Dark Association as he wished. Facts have proved that it is gold and will shine wherever it is. Hishi showed his strong talent as a trainer and quickly stood out from the same batch of trainers. After learning about Hishi's experience, the Dark Association decided to train Hishi with all its strength, let Hishi become a weapon against Alliance, and later, when Aaron became the champion of the North China region, Hishi also became the general protector of the Dark Association, leading the members of the Dark Association to cause trouble in the Yanhuang region. He is one of Alliance's most wanted criminals, but faced with Hishi's powerful strength, Alliance arrested him many times without success. Unexpectedly, this time, he would be intercepted again on his way to Antarctica. Why? Don't you guess who it will be? Hearing Aaron's teasing, Hishi smiled slightly. Although the Dark Association is an organization established by a group of losers, it has existed in the Yanhuang region for a long time. It is very easy to send one or two to lurk in Alliance. HMPH, I will dig out the rats from the Dark Association myself, so I won't bother you. Aaron snorted coldly. After this mission is over, he will definitely dig out the rats hiding in Alliance. Counting him, there were only 30 people who knew about the Antarctic incident. This range is already very small. Then, Let's see if you have what it takes to get out alive today. I heard that you are the next president. Let me see how strong you are as the future president today, savage. Salamander uses dragon breath. With a livid face, she commanded the violent salamander to start attacking. Originally, all this should belong to him. It was the man in front of me who took away everything that belonged to him. Roar. A dragon roar resounded through the sky. A stream of hot dragon flames shot towards Aaron. Dragonite, let's go up. Use dragon breath, Aaron. Stop talking nonsense and commanded Dragonite to rush forward and fight with a violent salamander. King Lu, leave these people to me. You go support Xiaoya. Seeing Aaron rushing forward, Zhang Xianyu immediately commanded his Noivern to greet the others at the same time. Let King Lu support Fan Xia. They have been intercepted, and the Dark Association will never let Fan Xia go alone. Okay, be careful. King Lu nodded and said, then commanded Charizard to turn around and support Elite Fan Xia in the West China Theater. Stop him. Seeing King Lu and wanting to leave, another person quickly directed several people to catch up and intercept King Lu. Chirp. Several bird Pokemon chirps and growl sounded. Several members of the Dark Association immediately commanded the Pokemon to chase away. Air Cutter, Storm, and various moves attack King Lu. Charizard, duck, then use Flamethrower, with the green commanding voice falling. Charizard hovered in the air for half a circle, then suddenly turned around and sprayed a stream of hot flames towards the pursuing members of the Dark Association. For such a person, he will not hold back. Several pitiful growl sounds were heard, and several members of the Dark Association who were chasing after them were sprayed with their Pokemon falling towards the ground. If nothing unexpected happens, if it falls from such a high altitude, it will definitely be shattered into pieces. Chirp. Just then, an eagle's cry growl sounded. Looking in the direction of the sound, I saw a member of the Dark Association directing the warrior eagle towards the green claw. Fortunately, Charizard reacted quickly and directly used Aerial Ace to smack down the warrior. 3.6 But there are too many people on the other side. Just after defeating a few people, several more people drove flying-type Pokemon to surround King Lu. Don't let King Lu support Fan Xia. Your Excellency King Lu, our president appreciates your strength very much. I would like to invite you to join our Dark Association. One of them invited King Lu to join their Dark Association. This green talent that suddenly appeared is too scary, stronger than both Long Zhangyang and He. If King Lu can join their Dark Association, he will become a major killer of their association. By then, the status of the Dark Association and Pokemon Alliance will not be certain. Period. Chapter 125, Mega Evolution of Salamander. Charizard, deal with them. Faced with the Dark Association's wooing, King Lu didn't even pay attention. Directly command Charizard to attack. He doesn't have a good impression of these evil organizations like Team Rocket. Roar. Along with Charizard's roar, a hot flame spurted out from Charizard's mouth. In an instant, several pitiful growl sounds were heard and soaring in the sky. Several members of the Dark Association were hit by Charizard's scorching flames and fell from soaring in the sky. Damn it. If you don't eat the toast, you will be punished with alcohol. Honchgrau uses Dark Pulse. The leader did not expect that King Lu would not play according to the routine, and would not even pay attention to them, but directly attack. An energy ball filled with darkness struck towards the green Charizard. Boom. An explosive roar sounded. Charizard immediately sprayed Dark Pulse, which was intercepted by flames. Then he continued flying towards the back to support Fan Xia. Hurry and hold him. Seeing that King Lu wanted to leave, the leader immediately ordered his men to intercept King Lu with their world. He naturally knew that it was not the green rival, but all they have to do is hold King Lu down. As long as King Lu is dragged out, with Zuyu's power as a protector, it won't take long to deal with Fan Xia. Yes, after hearing the order from the leader, several trainers from the Dark Association once again used their own flying Pokemon to chase after King Lu. Go ahead, Dio, stop them. King Lu turned his head and glanced back at the person chasing him. It was easy for him to deal with these people, but now his mission is to go back and support Fan Xia. It's obviously unwise to waste time with them. Chirp. A growl's cry echoed through the sky. The Pidgeot that just appeared from the Pokeball flapped its huge wings, creating a powerful storm that intercepted everyone. The leader wanted to catch up, but was immediately stopped by Dio, as one of the kings in soaring in the sky, is extremely fast and his level is so much higher than them. It was difficult to break through Dio's defense for a while. Waste. When she saw this scene, he cursed angrily. Each of these people is really worthless. So many people can't stop a young man. If you care about others, you should also care about yourself. Dragon Rush. Long Zhang Yang took advantage of He Shi's distraction and directed Dragon Knight to attack He Shi. As Long Zhang Yang's commanding voice fell, a huge Dragonite shadow attacked He Shi. HMPH. We also use Dragon Rush for the Storm Salamander. Seeing Dragonite coming, He Shi snorted inwardly and commanded Baodian to also use Dragon Rush. Boom. The two Pokemon take down together. A huge roar erupted in soaring in the sky. I saw Dragonite, Storm Salamander, Long Zhang Yang and He Shi falling rapidly downwards. The collision just now caused serious injuries to both Pokemon. Dragonite, are you okay? Long Zhang Yang grabbed Dragonite's forehead and neck and asked him, woo. Dragonite responded to Long Zhang Yang with a low sound, and he adjusted his balance and flew towards soaring in the sky, and He Shi's violent salamander followed closely behind. He Shi, stop being so stubborn. As long as you quit the Dark Association, I will seek maximum forgiveness from Alliance for you. Looking at the former good friend in front of him, Long Zhang Yang persuaded for He Shi's joining the Dark Association. He has always felt very guilty in his heart. The person who won that year was He Shi, but it was him who was accepted as a disciple by Xiang Xianlin. Forgive. Ha ha ha. Long Zhang Yang, you no longer look so condescending. The person who won that year was obviously me, so why was it you who was accepted as Xiang Xianlin's disciple? Why? Hearing Aaron's persuasion, He Shi sneered twice. His facial expression still became ferocious, and he roared at Long Zhang Yang. It was Long Zhang Yang who took away everything from him. He should be the one who should be accepted as his disciple. He should be the next president of the Yanhuang region, but none of this has anything to do with him, so he wants to revenge Long Zhang Yang. Revenge Yanhuang Alliance. Since you are so stubborn, don't blame me for not holding back. Dragonite, use Thunderbolt. It was true that he owed He Shi, but that was not the reason for him to join the Dark Association. If anything happens, you can just point it at him. Seeing that He Shi had no repentance, Long Zhang Yang commanded Dragonite to use Thunderbolt to attack. Unlike before, the electricity system can be conducted whenever Salamander is hit by Dragonite. He Shi standing on his back will also be attacked. Finally, getting serious, that's what makes it fun. Facing Dragonite's attack, He Shi not only showed no fear, but showed a playful smile. It's boring if Long Zhang Yang doesn't take it seriously. Boom. An explosion sounded. Salamander's dragon breath and Dragonite's thunderbolt collide. Shuangfei once again started fighting and soaring in the sky. The roar of explosions kept sounding, and it was difficult to tell the winner, who got money, for a while. Aaron, my friend, it's time for you to see what our Dark Association's real trump card is. He Shi, who was a little tired of fighting Long Zhang Yang, showed a cruel smile. Then he took out a syringe from his pocket and injected the liquid in the syringe into Dragonite's body. Roar. As the liquid was injected, the salamander roared in pain, and a milky white light of evolution shrouded the violent salamander's body. PS. Thank you very much for your support. I didn't want to bring negative emotions to everyone, but after seeing so many people supporting it, I think I need to explain the update issue first. There is no ghostwriting. Secondly, we did encounter some difficulties, and my wife kept getting divorced. The third computer is also broken, so I recently used my mobile phone to code. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.